Hey, you made it. I'm so glad you're here. I mean it. It's like you just walked into a big warm hug, and I'm happy you're joining me tonight. Are you all cozy under your blanket? Maybe you've got one leg sticking out because you know you're a little wild like that. I get it. I do that too sometimes. It feels nice, doesn't it? Like you're half snuggled up but still ready for a tiny adventure. Welcome, my friend. You're in the perfect spot. Before we start, I want to know something about you. Where are you listening from? Are you in your bedroom, maybe with a fluffy pillow? Or are you somewhere cool like a treehouse or a living room fort made of blankets? And what time is it where you are? Is it super late with stars twinkling outside? Or maybe it's early and you're just getting ready to relax? I love hearing your answers. It's like getting a little note from a friend. I read them when I'm up way too late, like a sleepy raccoon with big, tired eyes, munching on a snack and thinking about you all. So tell me, where are you and what's the clock saying? Tonight we're going to talk about something really interesting but super calm. It's called Why You Wouldn't Last a Day in Ancient Rome. Now don't worry if that sounds fancy. Ancient Rome is just a place from a long time ago, way before phones or cars or even electric lights. It was a big city with dusty roads, stone houses, and people who worked hard every day. We're going to imagine what it was like to live there, but in a soft, sleepy way, like a story that helps you drift off to dreamland. So get comfy, maybe wiggle your toes under the blanket, and let's start. Okay, let's talk about why I'm so happy you're here. Because you're special. Yup, you, when you listen to this, it's like we're sitting together by a warm fire, sharing a quiet moment. I picture you all snuggled up, maybe with a stuffed animal or a pet nearby, ready to hear a story that's just for you. And I'm here talking in a soft voice like a friend who's telling you something nice to help you feel safe and cozy. That's what this is all about. It's not about big, loud adventures. It's about slow, gentle things that make you feel warm inside, like a cup of hot cocoa on a chilly night. Now let's think about that blanket you're under. Is it soft? Maybe it's your favorite one, the one you always grab when you want to feel extra safe. Or maybe it's a big quilt your grandma made with all kinds of colors and patterns. I bet it feels nice against your skin, like a big hug that never goes away. And that one leg sticking out, that's the best part. It's like you're saying, I'm cozy, but I'm still a little daring. I can see you now, smiling under that blanket, maybe giggling because you know it's true. You're a cozy adventurer, and I love that about you. Let's talk about where you might be listening from. Maybe you're in a big city with cars honking outside and lights shining through your window. Or maybe you're in a quiet town where the only sound is crickets chirping or a soft breeze rustling the trees. Some of you might be far away in a place with mountains or beaches or even a desert. Wherever you are, I'm so glad you're here with me. It's like we're all connected, no matter how far apart we are. And when you tell me where you're from, it's like you're sending me a little piece of your world. I keep those pieces in my heart like treasures in a box. What time is it where you are? I bet some of you are listening at bedtime with the moon high in the sky. Maybe your room is dark except for a little nightlight glowing in the corner. Or maybe it's morning and you're just chilling before the day gets busy. Some of you might be listening in the afternoon, sneaking a quiet moment while the world buzzes around you. No matter what time it is, you're right on time for this story. Time doesn't matter when we're together like this. It's just you, me, and a soft, sleepy tale about a place long ago. I said I'm like a sleepy raccoon, did I? Let's picture that for a second. Imagine me as a raccoon with a stripy tail and little paws, sitting on a tree branch with a tiny cup of tea. I'm yawning, my eyes are droopy, and I'm reading your messages about where you're from and what time it is. It makes me smile even when I'm super tired. Raccoons are funny, aren't they? They're sneaky and clever, but they also love to curl up and nap. That's me right now, curled up in my imaginary tree, talking to you and feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. Let's talk about ancient Rome for a minute, just to get you ready. It's the place we're going to visit in our story tonight. Ancient Rome was a city from thousands of years ago, way back when people wore tunics instead of t-shirts and sandals instead of sneakers. They didn't have TVs or computers. They didn't even have light bulbs. They used candles and oil lamps to see at night, and they worked hard all day, doing things like baking bread, building houses, or selling stuff in the market. Life was tough back then, but it was also simple in a way. People woke up with the sun, worked until they were tired, and then slept under the stars. That's what we're going to talk about, how they lived, how they rested, and why you might find it hard to keep up with them for even one day. But don't worry, this isn't a hard story. It's a soft one like a lullaby. We're not going to talk about battles or big scary things. We're going to imagine a regular person in Rome, someone like you or me doing everyday stuff. Maybe they're kneading dough for bread or carrying water from a well. We'll talk about what their bed was like. Spoiler alert, it wasn't as comfy as yours. And we'll think about the sounds they heard at night, like goats bleating or the wind blowing. It's all going to be calm and easy, perfect for helping you relax and maybe even fall asleep. Let's check in with that blanket again. Is it still keeping you warm? Maybe you've pulled it up to your chin now, or maybe you've got it draped over your shoulders like a cape. Either way, it's doing its job, making you feel safe and snug. I bet if you close your eyes for a second, you can feel how soft it is, like a cloud wrapping you up. And that leg that's sticking out, it's probably feeling the cool air, reminding you that you're perfectly balanced, warm and cool at the same time. That's the best way to listen to a story, don't you think? Okay, let's talk about why I love doing this. I love telling stories because it's like giving you a gift. Every word I say is for you to help you feel calm and happy. When I think about you listening, I imagine you smiling, maybe yawning a little and sinking deeper into your pillow. That makes me so happy, like when you share a cookie with a friend and they smile back. This story about ancient Rome is my cookie for you tonight. It's warm, it's sweet, and it's just for you to enjoy. Wherever you're listening from, I bet it's a special place. Maybe your room has posters on the walls or glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. Maybe you've got a pet sleeping nearby, like a cat purring or a dog snoring. Or maybe you're in a totally different spot, like a car on a long trip or a cozy couch at your grandma's house. Wherever you are, you've made it your own little world for this moment. And I'm so honored to be part of it, like a guest who gets to visit your secret hideout. Let's talk about time again, because time is kind of magical, isn't it? No matter what the clock says, when you're listening to a story, it's like time slows down. The world gets quiet, and all that matters is the next word, the next sentence. That's what I want for you tonight. I want you to forget about the clock, forget about tomorrow, and just be here with me in this soft, sleepy moment. Whether it's late at night or the middle of the day, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. That sleepy raccoon thing, let's go back to it because it's fun to imagine. Picture me the raccoon now with a tiny blanket of my own. I'm curled up in a tree, my tail wrapped around me like a scarf. I've got a little lantern glowing next to me and I'm whispering this story to you. Every time I think about you listening, my raccoon ears perk up and I smile. You're my favorite part of this, you know that. You make this story special just by being here. Let's talk about ancient Rome one more time just to set the scene. Imagine a city made of stone and wood with big temples and busy markets. The streets are full of people, some are carrying baskets, some are leading donkeys, some are just chatting with friends. The air smells like fresh bread, smoke from fires, and maybe a hint of flowers from someone's garden. It's loud during the day with voices and footsteps, but at night it gets quiet. That's when the stars come out and the city feels like it's resting, just like you're resting now. We're going to explore that world, but we're going to do it slowly, like we're floating on a calm river. I want you to know something important. You don't have to do anything right now except listen. You don't have to think hard or figure anything out. This story is for relaxing, for letting your mind wander. If you start to feel sleepy, that's okay. That's perfect, actually. It means the story is doing its job, like a gentle wave carrying you to a soft, dreamy place. And if you're wide awake, that's okay too. You can just enjoy the words, like listening to a song you love. Let's check in with that blanket one more time. Is it still cozy? Maybe you've shifted a little, found the perfect spot where everything feels just right. I bet your pillow is soft under your head and your blanket is like a warm hug that never ends. That's how I want you to feel, like you're wrapped in warmth, safe and happy, ready for a story that's as gentle as a whisper. Okay, let's talk about why this story is called Why You Wouldn't Last a Day in Ancient Rome. It's not because you're not tough, you are. It's just that life back then was so different. They didn't have comfy beds like yours or fridges full of food. They worked hard all day with their hands and their feet, doing things like carrying heavy buckets or scrubbing clothes. By the time night came, they were so tired, they just fell asleep, no matter how hard their bed was. We're going to imagine what that was like, but in a way that feels nice and calm, like a bedtime story should. I love that you're here with me. I keep saying that, but it's true. You make this story better just by listening. When I think about you, I imagine all kinds of kids from all kinds of places, each with your own special blanket and your own special spot. Some of you might be dreaming already, and some of you might be listening with big, curious eyes. Either way, you're perfect just as you are. This story is for you, and I'm so grateful to share it. Let's picture ancient Rome one last time before we really dive in. Close your eyes for a second, don't worry, I'll wait. Imagine a street made of stones with little shops on both sides. There's a baker kneading dough, a woman selling fruit, and kids running around laughing. The sun is warm, the air smells like dust and bread, and everything feels alive. But as the sun sets, the city gets quieter. People go home, light their lamps, and get ready for bed. That's the world we're going to visit, and we're going to do it in the coziest way possible. Alright, my friend, you're ready. You're snuggled up, you've told me where you're from and what time it is, or maybe you're just thinking about it, and that's okay. Your blanket is perfect, your pillow is soft, and the world is quiet. We're going to start our story now about ancient Rome and why it was so different from today. But for now, just breathe, just listen, and let yourself relax. I'm right here with you, and we're going to have a wonderful, sleepy time together. Here we go. Let's start with a quiet, cozy picture. Close your eyes for just a second and imagine a place called ancient Rome. This was a big city a long, long time ago, way before your grandma or even her grandma was born. It was hundreds and hundreds of years ago when the world looked so different. There were no cars zooming by, no bright lights from phones or TVs, and no big stores full of toys and snacks. Instead, there were dusty streets, houses made of stone, and people who worked hard every single day. Life was slow, sometimes tough, but also kind of simple in a nice way. You woke up when the sun peeked out, you did your chores with your hands, and you went to sleep when the stars twinkled in the sky. It wasn't always easy, but it felt enough, like it was okay just to be. Let's step into that world together, nice and slow, like we're walking on a soft path. Ready? Here we go. Imagine you're standing on a street in ancient Rome. The ground under your feet isn't smooth like a sidewalk. It's made of stones, all different sizes, and they're a little bumpy. Sometimes your sandal slips and you have to watch your step. The air smells like dust because the wind picks up dirt from the road and swirls it around. But there's also a yummy smell, like fresh bread baking nearby, or maybe some fruit from a market stall. You look around and you see houses made of big, heavy stones. They're not like your house with glass windows and bright paint. These houses are plain, with small windows covered by wooden shutters. Some have flat roofs where people sit in the evening to cool off. The houses are close together, like they're hugging each other, and the streets are narrow, just wide enough for a cart to roll through. Now listen for a moment. What do you hear? There's a hum in the air like a soft song. It's the sound of people talking, laughing, and calling out to each other. Fresh figs, someone shouts from the market. Come get your bread, yells a baker. You hear the creak of wooden carts as they roll over the stones, pulled by donkeys that make a funny hee-haw noise. Somewhere nearby, a hammer bangs on metal, maybe a blacksmith making a tool. There's chatter too, like friends sharing stories or kids giggling as they chase each other. It's noisy, but not like a loud city today with honking cars. It's a warm, busy kind of noise, like everyone's part of the same big family. There's no electricity in ancient Rome. That's a big difference from today. No light bulbs, no computers, no fridges buzzing in the kitchen. If you want light at night, you have to use a little oil lamp, like a tiny clay bowl with a wick that burns with a soft, flickering flame. Or maybe you use a candle, but those are expensive, so most people just go to bed when it gets dark. The sun is your clock. When it rises, you wake up. When it sets, you rest. It's like the world is telling you what to do, and you just listen. There's something nice about that, don't you think? No alarms beeping, no screens glowing to keep you awake. Just the sun and the stars, like old friends guiding you through the day. Life in ancient Rome is slow. Nobody's rushing around with a phone checking messages or hurrying to catch a bus. People walk everywhere, their sandals slapping the stones. If they need to go far, they might ride a donkey or a cart, but that's slow too, bouncing along the bumpy roads. Everything takes time. If you want bread, you don't just grab it from a store. Someone has to grind the wheat into flour, mix it with water, and bake it in a big oven. If you want water, you don't turn on a faucet. You walk to a well or a fountain and carry a heavy jug back home. Every little thing is work, but it's okay. People are used to it. They move at their own pace, like a lazy river flowing along. Let's talk about the houses some more, because they're so different from what you know. Most people in ancient Rome live in homes called insulae. That's a fancy word for a building with lots of small rooms, like an apartment house. If you're not super rich, your home is just 1 or 2 rooms with walls made of stone or brick. The floor might be dirt, packed down hard, or maybe it's covered with tiles if you're a little luckier. There's no soft carpet, no cozy couch. Instead, you might have a wooden bench or a straw mat to sit on. Your bed is simple too, just a mat stuffed with straw or reeds laid on the floor or on a wooden frame. It's not fluffy like your bed, but it's enough to rest on after a long day. Inside the house, it's pretty plain. You don't have a TV or a game console. You don't have a fridge or a microwave. There's a small table, maybe some clay pots for cooking, and a little shelf for your things. If you're lucky, you have a hearth, a spot where you can build a fire to cook or stay warm. The fire makes the room smoky and the walls get black from the soot, but it's cozy in its own way. The smoke curls up and slips out through a hole in the roof or a window. At night, when the fire dies down, the room gets cool and you pull your wool blanket close. It's simple, but it feels like home. What do people do all day in ancient Rome? They work mostly. If you're a kid, you might help your parents. Maybe you carry water, sweep the floor, or feed the chickens. If you're a grown-up, you have a job. Some people are bakers making bread for the whole neighborhood. Others are farmers growing wheat or grapes outside the city. There are shopkeepers selling cloth, potters making bowls, and builders stacking stones to make new houses or temples. Everyone has something to do, and they do it with their hands. No machines to help, no buttons to push, just your own strength and a little patience. It's hard, but it makes you strong, and it makes you tired in a good way, like when you've been playing outside all day. Let's think about the sun again, because it's so important. In ancient Rome, the sun is like your boss. When it comes up, you get out of bed. You might yawn and stretch, but you know it's time to start. The light creeps through the shutters, soft and golden, and it wakes the whole city. People open their shops, start their fires, and get moving. All day, the sun climbs higher, getting warmer and brighter. It's hot in Rome, especially in summer. You sweat as you work, and you might splash water on your face to cool off. Then, when the sun starts to sink, turning the sky pink and orange, it's like a signal. Time to slow down. Time to eat, to rest, to get ready for sleep. Sleep is a big deal in ancient Rome because you're so tired by the end of the day. There's no staying up late watching shows or playing games. When it gets dark, the world gets quiet. The streets empty out, the shops close, and the only lights are little lamps or the moon glowing outside. You curl up on your straw mat, pull your blanket over you, and close your eyes. The world feels still, like it's holding its breath. You might hear a goat bleating far away or the wind rustling the trees, but that's it. It's peaceful, like the whole city is going to sleep with you. Let's talk about what people wear, because that's different too. In ancient Rome, you don't have jeans or t-shirts. Most people wear a tunic, which is like a long shirt that goes down to your knees. It's made of wool or linen, and it's loose so you can move easily. If you're a boy or a man, your tunic is shorter. If you're a girl or a woman, it might be longer, and you might wear a shawl over it. Everyone wears sandals with leather straps that tie around your feet. They're not super comfy, and the dust gets between your toes, but they're good for walking on those bumpy streets. At night, you take off your sandals, fold your tunic, and slip under your blanket. It's simple, but it works. Food is another thing that's not like today. There's no pizza or burgers in ancient Rome, even though Rome is in Italy. People eat simple stuff like bread, porridge, or a stew called pottage. Pottage is like a thick soup with grains, beans, and maybe some vegetables. If you're lucky, you might have a piece of fish or a little meat, but that's rare for most people. You eat fruit too, like figs or grapes, and you drink watered-down wine or just plain water. Meals are small, but they fill you up, especially after a long day. Before bed, you might have a warm bowl of pottage, and it makes your tummy feel happy and sleepy. Let's imagine the market for a minute, because it's a fun place. The market is like a big outdoor store with wooden stalls lined up along the street. People shout to get your attention, holding up baskets of apples or rolls of cloth. Best olives in Rome, one man calls. Soft will feel it, says a woman. You walk through, dodging donkeys and kids running around. The air smells like spices, bread, and maybe a little sweat from all the people. You might buy a loaf of bread or a handful of figs to take home. The market is loud and busy, but it's exciting, like a party that happens every day. Now let's think about the kids in ancient Rome. They're not so different from you. They play games like tossing stones or chasing each other through the streets. They help their parents carrying baskets or sweeping the shop. Some kids go to school where they learn to read and write on wax tablets with a stick called a stylus. But most kids work more than they study because families need everyone to help. At night, kids sleep close to their parents, maybe on a mat next to their brothers and sisters. They giggle and whisper before they fall asleep, just like you might with your friends. The stars are another big part of life in ancient Rome. At night, when you look up, the sky is full of them, twinkling like little diamonds. There's no city glow to hide them, so they're bright and clear. People believe the stars are special, like messages from the gods. They might lie on their roof or in a courtyard, staring up, feeling small but safe. The stars make the night feel big and quiet, like a blanket over the world. When you see them, you know it's time to rest, to let the day go and sink into sleep. Life in ancient Rome is hard, but it's also kind of beautiful. You work with your hands so you feel strong. You live with your family so you're never alone. You follow the sun and the stars so you're connected to the world. There's no rushing, no worrying about emails or homework due tomorrow. You just do what needs doing and then you rest. It's like life is a song with a slow, steady beat. You wake, you work, you eat, you sleep. Over and over every day, and it's okay. It's enough. Let's talk about the animals because they're everywhere in Rome. Donkeys pull carts, their hooves clopping on the stones. Chickens cluck in courtyards, scratching for food. Goats wander through the streets, nibbling on scraps. Sometimes a dog barks or a cat slinks by hunting for a mouse. At night, you might hear these animals settling down too. The goats stop bleating, the chickens get quiet, and the dogs curl up by the door. It's like the whole city, people and animals, is getting ready for bed together. The weather in Rome is warm most of the time, but it can change. In summer, it's hot and dry and you sweat all day. You might rest in the shade at noon, sipping water and fanning yourself. In winter, it's cooler and sometimes it rains. The streets get muddy and you wrap your cloak tighter. At night, the air is crisp and you're glad for your wool blanket. The weather is part of life, like the sun and the stars. You don't fight it, you just live with it, like a friend who's sometimes grumpy but always there. Let's imagine a typical day, just to feel what it's like. You wake up early when the sky is still gray. You hear roosters crowing and the soft clatter of your neighbor starting their fire. You get up, splash water on your face, and put on your tunic and sandals. You eat a piece of bread and head out to work. Maybe you're helping in a shop, carrying baskets of fruit or sweeping the floor. The sun climbs higher and the city gets busier. You stop for a quick lunch, more bread, maybe some cheese or olives. Then you work some more until the sun starts to dip. You go home, eat a warm meal, and sit with your family, talking or just resting. When it's dark, you lie down and sleep comes easily, like a soft wave. That's what life is like in ancient Rome. It's not fancy, but it's full. You're always doing something, but you're also always close to rest. There's no stress about being perfect or getting everything done. You just live one day at a time and the world keeps turning. The streets stay dusty, the houses stay sturdy, and the stars keep shining. It's a world that's so different from ours, but it's also kind of the same. People laugh, they work, they sleep, just like we do. So as we get ready to move deeper into this story, let's hold on to that picture of ancient Rome. The bumpy streets, the stone houses, the hum of voices, and the soft light of the stars. It's a place where life is slow and simple, where you work hard but rest easy. We're going to meet someone who lives there, someone who's just like you in some ways, with dreams and yawns and a cozy spot to sleep. But for now, just imagine yourself there, standing on that dusty street, feeling the warmth of the sun, hearing the creak of a cart. It's a different world, but it's waiting for us. Let's step in nice and slow and see what it's like. Okay, here we go. Let's get cozy and meet someone special. His name is Lucius, and he lives in ancient Rome, a big city from a long, long time ago. Lucius is a helper in a bakery, which means he works with bread all day. He's got hands covered in flour, like they're dusted with soft white snow. When he smiles, it's a shy little smile, like he's sharing a secret just with you. Lucius dreams of having his own tiny shop someday, where he can bake his own bread and make everyone happy. But for now, he's okay just working in the bakery, kneading dough with his strong hands and taking naps in the shade when it's hot. By noon, he's so sleepy, yawning big yawns as he works. I think you like Lucius a lot. He's kind and quiet, like a friend who makes you feel safe. Let's get to know him nice and slow, like we're sitting together under a shady tree. Ready? Here we go. Picture Lucius standing in the bakery. It's a small room in a building called an insula, which is like a house with lots of families living close together. The bakery smells amazing, like warm bread and a little bit of smoke from the fire. Lucius is not very tall, and he's not very old, maybe a bit older than your big brother or sister. His hair is dark and messy, with a little flower stuck in it because he's always rubbing his head when he's thinking. His tunic, which is like a long shirt, is plain and a little dusty from the flour. It's tied with a belt around his waist, and he wears sandals that make a soft slap-slap sound when he walks. His hands are rough from working, but they're gentle too, like he knows how to be careful with things. Lucius has a shy smile, like I said. It's not a big, loud smile, but a small one that makes his eyes crinkle. When he smiles at you, it's like he's saying, "Hey, you're nice, and I'm glad you're here." He doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, his voice is soft and kind. He likes to listen more than talk, nodding as his friends tell stories about the market or the games they played. Lucius is the kind of person who makes you feel calm, like when you're snuggled under your blanket with your favorite stuffed animal. You'd want to sit next to him, I bet, just to feel that quiet, happy feeling. Let's talk about where Lucius lives. His home is in the insula, in one tiny room he shares with his sister and her little boy, who's about 4 years old. The room is small, with stone walls and a dirt floor. There's a straw mat where Lucius sleeps, covered with a wool blanket that's scratchy but warm. In the corner, there's a little table with a clay cup and a bowl for eating. A small shelf holds a few things, like a comb and a tiny lamp for light at night. The room smells like bread because Lucius always brings that bakery smell home, and a little like the herbs his sister uses for cooking. It's not fancy, but it's cozy, like a nest where Lucius feels safe. Lucius's job is helping in the bakery, and he loves it, even though it's hard work. Every morning he gets up early when the sky is still dark and the stars are fatting. He walks to the bakery, just a few steps from his room, and starts the fire in the big oven. The oven is made of clay and stone, and it's hot and glowy when the fire gets going. Lucius mixes flour and water to make dough, his hands moving slow and steady. He kneads the dough, which means he pushes and pulls it until it's soft and stretchy. It's like playing with clay, but it smells better. Then he shapes the dough into round loaves and puts them in the oven. When the bread comes out, it's golden and warm, and Lucius feels proud, even if he's yawning. By noon, Lucius is sleepy. The bakery is hot and the work makes his arms tired. He sits in the shade outside under a big tree and closes his eyes for a little nap. The breeze feels cool on his face, and he hears birds chirping and people talking in the street. Sometimes he dreams about his future shop, where he'll have a big oven and lots of customers. Other times, he just dreams about soft clouds or a cool river. His naps are short because there's more work to do, but they help him keep going. Lucius is like a cat, finding sunny or shady spots to rest whenever he can. Let's talk about Lucius's dreams because they're important. He wants to have his own bakery someday, a little place with a sign that says Lucius's Bread. He imagines a small shop with a counter full of warm loaves and people coming in to buy them. He'd give extra bread to kids who don't have much because he knows what it's like to be hungry. Lucius doesn't talk about his dream a lot, but when he does, his eyes get bright like stars in the sky. For now, he's happy learning from the baker, who's a grumpy old man but kind deep down. Lucius watches him closely, learning how to make the dough just right and how to keep the oven at the perfect heat. Lucius is happy most of the time, even though life isn't easy. He doesn't have a lot of things like toys or fancy clothes, but he has enough. He has his sister who cooks him warm meals and his nephew who loves to follow him around and giggle. He has his work, which makes him feel strong and useful, and he has his shady tree for naps, which is like his secret hideout. Lucius doesn't need much to be happy, and that's one reason you'd like him. He's not worried about being the best or having the most. He just likes his quiet life, one day at a time. Let's picture Lucius at work some more because it's fun to imagine. The bakery is small, with a big oven in the back and a wooden table in the middle. There are sacks of flour stacked against the wall, and they puff out little clouds of white when Lucius moves them. The floor is made of stone worn smooth from years of footsteps. There's a little window that lets in sunlight, and sometimes a breeze that smells like the street outside, dusty, but with a hint of flowers. Lucius stands at the table, his hands deep in the dough, pushing and folding it. He hums a little tune, something his mom used to sing when he was small. The tune is soft, like a lullaby, and it makes the work feel easier. Sometimes people come into the bakery, and Lucius likes that part. There's a woman who buys bread every day and tells him about her garden. There's a boy who asks for extra crust because he loves how crunchy it is. And there's an old man who always grumbles but gives Lucius a pat on the shoulder when he leaves. Lucius listens to them all, nodding and smiling his shy smile. He likes how the bakery is a place where people come together, even just for a moment. It makes him feel like he's part of something bigger, like a big family that shares bread and stories. Lucius's nephew is his favorite person to see. The little boy named Titus runs into the bakery sometimes, his sandals flapping. "Lucius, Lucius," he shouts, and Lucius laughs and picks him up. Titus loves to watch Lucius work, his big eyes following every move. Sometimes Lucius gives him a tiny piece of dough to play with, and Titus squishes it into funny shapes, giggling. Lucius pretends to be serious, saying, "Titus, that's not a loaf." but then he grins and ruffles Titus's hair. Those moments make Lucius's heart feel warm, like when you hug someone you love. Let's talk about what Lucius looks like when he's sleepy, because it's cute. By noon, his eyes get droopy, like a puppy who's played too long. He yawns big and loud, covering his mouth with a floury hand so he gets white dust on his face. It's funny, and if you saw him, you giggle. Sometimes he leans against the table, his head nodding, and the baker grumbles, "Lucius, wake up." But Lucius just smiles and gets back to work. He's used to being tired, but it's a good kind of tired, like when you've been running outside and your body wants to rest. Lucius's favorite thing besides napping is eating bread fresh from the oven. When a loaf comes out all warm and crusty, he breaks off a piece and pops it in his mouth. It's hot, so he blows on it first, puffing out his cheeks. The bread is chewy and a little sweet, and it makes him happy. Sometimes he shares a piece with Titus, and they sit together, munching and watching the street. Those moments are simple, but they're special, like when you share a snack with your best friend and just feel good. Let's imagine Lucius's room at night, because it's cozy in its own way. When he's done working, he walks back to the insula, his sandals dusty and his tunic sticking to his back from the heat. The room is dark, except for a tiny lamp that flickers like a star. His sister is there, stirring a pot of stew, and Titus is playing with a wooden toy. Lucius sits on his mat, kicks off his sandals, and sighs. The mat is lumpy, stuffed with straw that crunches when he moves, but it's his spot. He pulls his blanket up, and it smells like wool and a little like the bakery. Titus curls up nearby, already half asleep, and Lucius listens to his soft breathing. It's like a lullaby helping Lucius relax. Lucius doesn't have a lot of stuff, but he has a few treasures. There's a small stone he found by the river, smooth and round, that he keeps on his shelf. He likes to hold it when he's thinking, rubbing it with his thumb. There's also a wooden spoon his mom gave him before she passed away. It's old and worn, but he loves it because it reminds him of her. These little things make his room feel like his own, like how your favorite toy or blanket makes your room special. Let's talk about Lucius's family, because they're a big part of his life. His sister is named Claudia, and she's kind but busy, always cooking or sewing or taking care of Titus. She teases Lucius sometimes, saying he's got flour in his hair again, but she hugs him tight when he's tired. Titus is like a little brother to Lucius, always asking questions like, "Why's the bread so hot?" or "Can I have more?" Lucius loves answering him, even when he's sleepy. They're a small family, but they stick together like birds in a nest, keeping each other warm. Lucius has friends too, even though he's shy. There's a boy named Marcus who works at the market, selling fruit. Marcus is loud and funny, always making Lucius laugh with silly jokes. They sit together sometimes, eating apples and talking about nothing important. There's also an old woman named Livia who lives in the insula. She tells Lucius stories about when she was young, and he listens, nodding even when he's half asleep. These friends make Lucius's days brighter, like how your friends make school or playtime more fun. Let's picture Lucius on a typical day, because it helps us know him better. He wakes up early when the air is cool and the sky is gray. He hears roosters crowing and the soft clink of his sister starting the fire. He gets up, splashes water on his face, and puts on his tunic and sandals. He walks to the bakery, humming his mom's tune. The streets are quiet, except for a few early workers and a stray cat slinking by. At the bakery, he lights the fire, mixes the dough, and starts kneading. The work is hard, but it feels good, like when you build something with your hands and see it come together. By mid-morning, the bakery is busy. People come in asking for bread, and Lucius hands them loaves with his shy smile. His hands are white with flour, and his tunic is dusted too, but he doesn't mind. He likes the bustle, the voices, the smell of bread. When it gets hot, he steps outside for a nap under the tree, his head resting on his arm. The shade is cool, the breeze is soft, and he drifts off for a few minutes, dreaming of his shop or maybe just a warm loaf. Then he goes back to work, yawning but happy. Let's talk about why Lucius is so lovable. He's kind, for one thing. He never yells, even when the baker grumbles or a customer is picky. He shares his bread with Titus and sometimes with a hungry kid in the street. He's patient too, working slowly and carefully, even when he's tired. And he's dreamy, always thinking about his shop or the stars or a cool river he saw once. Lucius is like a warm blanket himself, making you feel safe and calm. If you met him, you'd want to be his friend, to sit with him and share a piece of bread under the tree. Lucius's life isn't perfect, but he doesn't complain. Sometimes the bakery is too hot or his back hurts from carrying wood. Sometimes he wishes he had more money or a softer bed. But he finds joy in small things like Titus's giggles or the smell of fresh bread. That's what makes him special. He's happy with what he has, and he makes the best of every day. It's like he knows life is a gift, even when it's hard, and he's grateful for it. Let's imagine Lucius at the end of the day, because it's a cozy picture. He's done working and the sun is setting, painting the sky orange and pink. He walks home, his sandals dusty, his hands still floury. The insula is quiet now, with families settling down. He steps into his room where Claudia is humming and Titus is yawning. Lucius eats a bowl of stew, warm and filling, and listens to Titus chatter about his day. Then he lies on his mat, pulls his blanket up, and closes his eyes. The room is dark, the lamp is out, and the world is still. Lucius breathes slow and deep, and sleep comes softly like a friend. That's Lucius, our friend in ancient Rome. He's a baker's helper with floury hands and a shy smile, dreaming of his own shop but happy for now. He works hard, naps in the shade, and loves his family. He's sleepy by noon, yawning as he needs dough, but he keeps going with his quiet strength. You'd like him, I know you would. He's like you in some ways, with dreams and tired eyes and a heart full of kindness. So as we leave Lucius for now, let's hold on to his cozy picture, standing in the bakery, smiling softly, ready to share his bread and his warmth. We'll see him again soon in the morning light. For now, just rest with that thought nice and slow. Okay, here we go. Let's start our morning with Lucius, our friend in ancient Rome. It's early, so early the sun hasn't even peeked out yet. Lucius wakes up before dawn when the world is still dark and quiet. The air in his little room is cool, like when you open a window on a chilly day. It smells nice, like warm bread from the bakery nearby and a tiny hint of the salty sea far away. Lucius is curled up on his straw mat, his wool blanket pulled tight around him. The mat crunches a little when he moves because it's stuffed with dry straw. He stretches his arms, lets out a soft groan like a sleepy puppy, and shuffles to his feet. He's heading to the bakery where he works, and he's already humming a little tune. His work is quiet and simple, like a song that helps you feel calm. It's like a lullaby, slow and gentle, perfect for a cozy morning. Let's follow Lucius step by step and see what his morning is like. Ready? Here we go. Imagine Lucius's room for a moment. It's small with stone walls that feel cool if you touch them. The floor is hard dirt, packed down so it's smooth. His straw mat is in one corner next to a little table where he keeps a clay cup and a bowl. His blanket is wool, a bit scratchy but warm, and it smells like the bakery because Lucius always brings that bready smell home. In another corner, his sister Claudia and her little boy Titus are still sleeping, their soft breaths like a quiet song. There's a tiny window with a wooden shutter, but it's closed now, so the room is dark except for a faint glow from the stars outside. The air feels fresh with that mix of bread and sea, and it makes Lucius feel awake, even though his eyes are still sleepy. Lucius yawns as he sits up. His yawn is big like a lion, but quiet so he doesn't wake Titus. He stretches again, reaching his arms up high then out to the sides. His body feels stiff from sleeping on the mat, but the stretching helps. He groans softly, just a little mmm sound because he's still tired, but he knows it's time to get up. In ancient Rome, mornings start early, especially for someone like Lucius, who helps in the bakery. The sun isn't up yet, but the world is already whispering, telling him it's time to move. Swings his legs off the mat and stands, his bare feet touching the cool dirt floor. Feels nice, like stepping on smooth stones by a river. Lucius shuffles to the table where a clay jug holds water. He dips his hands in and splashes his face. The water is cold and it wakes him up a bit more. Droplets drip down his cheek and he wipes them with his tunic, a long shirt that's a little dusty from yesterday's work. He shakes his head like a dog shaking off water and smiles his shy smile. Even though it's early, Lucius is happy to start his day. He likes the quiet of the morning when the world feels soft and new. Now Lucius puts on his sandals. They're made of leather with straps that tie around his feet. The leather is worn and soft, but the sandals aren't as comfy as your sneakers. They're good for walking on Rome's bumpy stone streets, though. Lucius ties them slowly, his fingers still a little clumsy from sleep. Then he grabs his belt, a strip of leather, and ties it around his tunic to keep it snug. He's ready now, but he moves slow, like he's not in a hurry. That's how mornings are for Lucius, calm and easy, like floating on a gentle stream. He steps outside the room, closing the door softly so Claudia and Titus can keep sleeping. The insula of the building where they live is quiet. It's a big house with lots of families, and most people are still in bed. The hallway is dark, but Lucius knows the way. His sandals make a soft slap-slap sound on the stone floor as he walks. Outside, the air is even cooler, and the sky is deep blue with a few stars still twinkling. Lucius takes a deep breath, and that bread and sea smell fills his nose. It's like the city is saying, "Good morning, Lucius. Let's have a nice day." The bakery is just a few steps away in the same insula. Lucius pushes open the wooden door, and a wave of warmth hits him. The oven is already going because the baker, an old man named Gaius, starts it even earlier. The oven is big, made of clay and stone, and it glows with fire inside. It's like a dragon's mouth, but a friendly one that makes bread instead of breathing fire. The room smells so good, like bread baking and a little bit of smoky wood. There's a wooden table in the middle, sacks of flour against the wall, and a small window letting in the first hints of dawn. Lucius feels at home here, like this is his special place. Lucius starts his work right away. He hums his mom's old tune, a soft little song that's like a hug in music form. It goes la la hum, and it makes him feel happy even when he's sleepy. He grabs a big clay bowl and scoops flour from a sack. The flour is soft and white, and it puffs up in little clouds when he pours it. Some gets on his hands, and he looks like he's been playing in snow. He adds water from a jug, just enough to make the flour sticky. Then he mixes it with a wooden spoon, stirring slow and steady. The dough starts to form, lumpy at first, but smoother as he works. Now comes the fun part, kneading. Lucius sprinkles flour on the table so the dough doesn't stick. He plops the dough down and starts pushing it with his hands. He presses, folds, and turns it over and over. It's like playing with clay, but warmer and softer. His hands move in a rhythm, push, fold, turn, push, fold, turn. It's hard work and his arms get tired, but it's also calming. The dough feels alive, like it's working with him. Lucius hums louder now, his tune mixing with the crackle of the fire in the oven. It's quiet work, just him and the dough, like a dance that no one else sees. Let's picture the bakery some more because it's such a cozy place. The walls are stone like the rest of the insula, and they're a little black from the oven's smoke. The floor is stone too, worn smooth by years of bakers walking back and forth. The table is big and sturdy, scratched from all the kneading and cutting. Sacks of flour are piled in the corner and they're heavy. Lucius has to grunt when he lifts them. There's a basket of wood by the oven because the fire needs feeding all day. The window is small, but it lets in a soft gray light as the sky starts to brighten. Outside, you can hear a rooster crowing and maybe a dog barking far away. Lucius keeps kneading, his hands covered in flour. He's awake now, but his eyes are still a little droopy. He yawns again, a big one, and shakes his head to stay focused. The baker Gaius is in the back, checking the oven. He's grumpy in the morning, muttering about the fire not being hot enough. Lucius doesn't mind. He likes Gaius even if he's fussy. Gaius taught Lucius how to make bread, and sometimes he pats Lucius on the shoulder and says, "Good job, boy." That makes Lucius smile, because he wants to be a great baker someday. The dough is ready now, smooth and stretchy. Lucius shapes it into round loaves, his hands quick but careful. He makes each loaf the same size, like little moons. He sets them on a wooden tray and covers them with a cloth to let them rest. The dough needs to rise, which means it gets puffy before it goes in the oven. Lucius wipes his hands on his tunic, leaving more floury patches. He looks around the bakery, feeling proud. The fire is crackling, the dough is rising, and the room smells like home. It's a good morning, even if it's early. Let's talk about the sounds Lucius hears, because they're part of the morning too. The fire in the oven pops and hisses like it's talking to itself. The dough makes a soft squish when he kneads it, and the wooden spoon clinks against the bowl. Outside, the city is waking up. There's the clop-clop of a donkey's hooves on the street, and a man shouting, "Water, fresh water," as he carries jugs to sell. A bird chirps, maybe a sparrow, and the wind rustles the leaves of a tree nearby. It's not loud, but it's alive, like the city is stretching and yawning just like Lucius. Lucius starts another batch of dough because the bakery needs lots of bread. He scoops more flour, adds water, and mixes again. His hands know what to do, like they're dancing on their own. He hums his tune, and it feels like the morning is singing with him. The work is repetitive, which means it's the same thing over and over, but that's okay. It's like a lullaby, soft and steady, making Lucius feel calm. He doesn't have to think too hard, just mix, knead, shape, and wait. It's simple, and simple is nice when the world is still sleepy. Let's imagine Lucius's thoughts as he works. He's thinking about the day ahead. Maybe he'll see his friend Marcus at the market, or maybe Titus will run into the bakery and ask for a piece of dough to play with. Lucius likes those moments when his nephew giggles and makes funny shapes. He's also thinking about his dream, the little shop he wants to have someday. He pictures a small room with a big oven, shelves full of golden loaves, and kids coming in for free bread. It's a happy thought, like a warm blanket in his mind, but he's not in a rush. For now, he's okay right here with his floury hands and his humming. The sky is getting lighter now, turning from dark blue to soft gray. Lucius glances out the window and sees the first pink streaks of dawn. The stars are gone and the city is waking up for real. More voices fill the street and the clatter of carts gets louder. Lucius keeps working, but he feels the change. The morning is moving like a river starting to flow. He doesn't mind. He likes the slow start, but he's ready for the busy part too. His hands are steady, his tune is soft, and the bakery is warm. It's a good place to be. Let's talk about the oven because it's the heart of the bakery. It's big, taking up half the back wall, and it's always hot. Lucius checks it sometimes, peeking inside to see the fire. The flames dance red and orange, and they make his face feel warm. He adds more wood from the basket, careful not to burn his hands. The wood crackles as it catches, and the oven gets even hotter. It's ready for the first loaves soon, but Lucius waits because bread needs time. He's patient, like a farmer waiting for seeds to grow. That's part of being a baker, knowing when to move and when to wait. Lucius's tunic is getting dustier now, with flour all over it. He looks like a ghost, but he doesn't care. He likes the flour because it means he's working hard. His hands are white too, and when he scratches his nose, he leaves a floury spot. If you saw him, you'd laugh, and he'd laugh too, his shy smile turning big for a moment. Lucius is happy in the bakery, even when he's tired. It's his place where he feels strong and useful, like when you finish a drawing and feel proud. Let's picture the first loaves going in the oven because it's exciting. The dough has risen all puffy and round. Lucius lifts the tray and slides the loaves into the oven using a long wooden paddle called a peel. The oven is so hot he has to be quick, but he's careful too. The loaves sizzle a little as they touch the hot stone inside, and the bakery fills with an even better smell, like magic. Lucius closes the oven door and wipes his forehead. He's sweating now because the room is warm, but he's smiling. The bread is baking, and soon it'll be ready for people to buy. The morning is in full swing now, but Lucius keeps his slow, steady pace. He mixes more dough, kneads it, and shapes it. His humming never stops, and it's like the bakery is humming too, with the fire, the dough, and the waking city. It's a quiet kind of busy, like when you're coloring a picture and everything feels just right. Lucius doesn't need to rush. The bread will bake, the people will come, and the day will unfold, soft and simple, like a story you love. Let's think about why this morning feels so cozy. because everything is gentle. The cool air, the warm oven, the soft hum of Lucius's tune, they all work together like a hug from the world. Lucius's work is hard, but it's also peaceful because he knows what to do. He doesn't worry about being perfect or doing too much. He just mixes, kneads, and bakes one step at a time. It's like when you're building a sandcastle and you don't care if it's the biggest, just that it's yours. As we leave this morning scene, let's hold on to Lucius in the bakery. He's standing at the table, flour on his hands, humming his tune. The oven glows, the dough rises, and the air smells like bread and sea. The city is waking, but Lucius is in his own little world, calm and happy. We'll come back to him later when the sun is higher and the bakery is busier. For now, just imagine him there, working slowly, yawning softly, and making the morning feel like a warm, cozy hug. Okay. Let's rest with that picture nice and slow. Here we go. Let's stay with Lucius in the bakery, where the morning is getting busier in ancient Rome. The sun is climbing higher and the air is warm now, but Lucius keeps working nice and slow. His job is full of little tasks, one after another, like steps on a quiet path. He kneads the dough, shapes the loaves, and feeds the fire in the big oven. Each thing he does is small, but it matters. Lucius moves with steady hands, never rushing, like he's dancing to a soft, sleepy song. The bakery smells so good, like warm bread baking, filling the room with a cozy, yummy scent. Sometimes a customer stops by, talking about the market or the weather, and Lucius nods, listening just a little, his eyes heavy and tired. Every task he finishes feels like a tiny step closer to rest, like when you're almost done with your chores and can finally relax. Let's follow Lucius task by task and feel the calm rhythm of his day. Ready? Here we go. The bakery is a warm, happy place even when it's busy. The big clay oven glows with fire, making the room toasty. The wooden table in the middle is covered with flour like a soft white blanket. Sacks of flour lean against the stone walls and a basket of wood sits by the oven. A small window lets in sunlight, bright now that the sun is up. The floor is smooth stone, cool under Lucius's sandals. The air smells like bread, of course, but also a little like smoke from the fire and dust from the street outside. It's a mix that makes Lucius feel at home, like when you smell your favorite dinner cooking. Lucius starts with kneading the dough. That's his first big task, and he loves it. He takes a lump of dough from a clay bowl. The dough is sticky and soft, like a big ball of clay. He sprinkles flour on the table so the dough doesn't stick, and then he gets to work. He pushes the dough with his hands, pressing it flat. Then he folds it over and pushes again. Push, fold, it's like a game over and over. His hands are strong, moving slow but sure, like a turtle walking steadily along. The dough gets smoother with every push, turning from lumpy to soft and stretchy. Lucius hums a little tune, the same one his mom used to sing, and it makes the work feel easy, like a lullaby. Kneading is hard work, and Lucius's arms get tired. He feels the muscles in his shoulders working, and sometimes he pauses to shake out his hands, but he doesn't mind. The dough feels good under his fingers, warm and alive. It's like he's helping it grow, like a gardener helping a plant. When the dough is just right, he pats it gently, like saying, "Good job." Then he sets it in the bowl, covers it with a cloth, and lets it rest. The dough needs to rise, which means it gets puffy, like a balloon filling with air. Lucius smiles his shy smile, happy with his work, and moves to the next task. Now it's time to shape the loaves. Lucius takes another batch of dough that's already risen. It's big and soft, with little bubbles inside from rising. He pulls off pieces, each one just the right size for a loaf. He rolls each piece in his hands, making it round like a ball. Then he flattens it a little and sets it on a wooden tray. His hands move carefully, making sure every loaf looks nice. He likes this part because it's like making something pretty. The loaves are all the same size, like little moons lined up in a row. Lucius dusts them with a bit more flour so they'll have a nice crust when they bake. Then he covers the tray with a cloth and sets it near the oven to stay warm. Shaping loaves is quieter than kneading. There's no pushing or folding, just gentle rolling and patting. Lucius's hands are steady, like when you're coloring inside the lines. He doesn't rush because rushing makes the loaves lumpy. He takes his time, humming softly, and the bakery feels peaceful. The fire in the oven crackles and a bird chirps outside, but otherwise it's just Lucius and his loaves. It's like he's in his own little world where everything is simple and calm. Each loaf he shapes is another step done, another moment closer to the end of the day when he can rest. Next, Lucius feeds the fire. The oven needs to stay hot to bake the bread, so he grabs a few pieces of wood from the basket. The wood is rough, with bark still on it, and it smells like the trees outside the city. Lucius opens the oven door and a wave of heat hits his face, like standing too close to a campfire. He tosses the wood in, quick but careful, and the flames jump up, happy for more to eat. The fire pops and hisses, like it's saying thank you. Lucius closes the door and wipes his forehead because he's sweating now. The bakery is warm, but it's a good warm, like being wrapped in a blanket. Feeding the fire is a small task, but it's important. If the oven gets too cold, the bread won't bake right. Lucius checks the fire often, peeking inside to make sure it's strong. He likes the way the flames dance, red and orange, lighting up the oven. It's like a little show just for him. He adds wood when it's needed, not too much, not too little. It's another steady task, like kneading or shaping, and it makes Lucius feel useful. Every stick of wood keeps the bakery going, keeps the bread baking, keeps the customers happy. Let's talk about the smell in the bakery because it's so wonderful. The air is full of the scent of baking bread, warm and toasty like a hug you can smell. It's not just one smell though. There's the dough, which is sweet and soft like fresh flour. There's the fire, smoky and woody like a campfire. And there's the baked bread, crusty and golden, making your tummy rumble. Lucius loves this smell. It's been with him since he was a kid, when he used to visit the bakery with his mom. Every time he breathes it in, he feels safe, like he's exactly where he's supposed to be. Sometimes a customer comes into the bakery and that breaks the quiet. The door creaks open and someone steps in, their sandals dusty from the street. It might be a woman with a basket looking for bread for her family, or a man from the market stopping by for a loaf to eat with his lunch. They talk to Lucius, telling him about the day. The figs are sweet today, one says. It's too hot out there, another grumbles. Lucius nods, his shy smile showing, but he's only half listening. His eyes are heavy like they want to close, and his mind is on the dough. He hands them a loaf, still warm from the oven, and they smile back, happy with the bread. Lucius likes the customers, even if he's shy. They make the bakery feel alive, like a party that comes and goes. Some customers linger, chatting longer than they need to. Lucius doesn't mind, but he's glad when they leave so he can get back to his tasks. Talking is nice, but the work is better. It's quiet, steady, like a river flowing along. He nods one last time, hands over the bread, and turns back to the table. The customer's voice fades as they step outside, and the bakery is calm again, just Lucius, the dough, and the fire. Let's picture Lucius moving through his tasks because it's such a cozy rhythm. He needs another batch of dough, his hands pushing and folding, flour puffing around him. He shapes more loaves, rolling them into perfect rounds. He feeds the fire, tossing in wood and watching the flames. Each task is small, but together they make the day. Lucius doesn't think about the whole day at once. He just does one thing, then the next, then the next. It's like when you're building a puzzle, putting one piece in at a time, not worrying about the whole picture yet. The sun is high now and the bakery is getting hotter. Lucius's tunic sticks to his back and his forehead is shiny with sweat. He wipes his face with his arm, leaving a streak of flour. If you saw him, you'd giggle because he looks like he's been playing in a flour storm. Lucius yawns, a big one, and shakes his head to stay awake. He's tired, but it's a good tired, like when you've been running outside and your body feels heavy but happy. Each task makes him a little more tired, a little closer to the moment when he can sit in the shade and rest. Let's talk about the customers some more because they're part of Lucius's day. There's a woman named Flavia who comes every morning. She's old with a shawl over her shoulders and she always asks for the crustiest loaf. Lucius picks one out for her, knowing she likes it crunchy. She talks about her garden, how her roses are blooming, and Lucius nods, his eyes half closed. There's a boy named Paulus who runs in with a coin and asks for a small loaf. He's always in a hurry, his sandals flapping, and Lucius hands him the bread with a smile. Then there's a man named Decimus who grumbles about everything but always says, "Good bread, Lucius," before he leaves. These people are like friends, even if Lucius doesn't talk much. The customers make Lucius feel important because they need his bread. Every loaf he needs, shapes, and bakes goes to someone's table. It's like he's helping the whole city, one loaf at a time. But Lucius doesn't think about that too hard. He just does his work slow and steady and lets the day unfold. The customers come and go, their voices like a soft hum in the background, and Lucius keeps moving, task by task, like a turtle plodding along. Let's imagine the bakery at its busiest because it's exciting in a quiet way. The oven is full of loaves, baking to a golden brown. The air is thick with the smell of bread and the fire crackles loudly. Lucius is kneading one batch, shaping another, and checking the oven all at once. His hands are quick now, but still careful, like when you're playing a game and you want to do it just right. Customers pop in one after another, and the door creaks open and shut. Lucius hands out loaves, nods at their chatter, and goes back to his dough. It's a dance, all these tasks and people, but Lucius keeps the rhythm steady and calm. Sometimes Lucius's nephew Titus runs in, and that's the best part of the day. Titus is 4 with big eyes and a big grin. "Lucius, bread," he shouts, and Lucius laughs, his shy smile turning bright. He gives Titus a tiny piece of dough to play with, and Titus squishes it into funny shapes, giggling. Lucius pretends to be serious, saying, "Titus, that's not a loaf." But then he ruffles Titus's hair. Those moments make the busy morning feel lighter, like a sunny day after rain. Titus runs off, clutching his dough, and Lucius goes back to work, still smiling. Let's talk about how the tasks make Lucius feel. Each one is like a little victory, a job done well. When he kneads the dough, he feels strong, like his hands are making something good. When he shapes the loaves, he feels creative, like an artist making a picture. When he feeds the fire, he feels careful, like he's taking care of something important. And when he hands a loaf to a customer, he feels kind, like he's sharing a gift. All these feelings mix together, making Lucius happy, even when he's tired. The tasks are his day, his story, and he likes being part of it. The morning is turning into afternoon now, and Lucius's eyelids are getting heavier. He yawns again, a big one that makes his jaw crack. He's been working for hours, kneading, shaping, feeding the fire. His arms ache and his back is sore from leaning over the table, but he keeps going because the bakery needs him. The customers need their bread and Gaius needs his help. Lucius doesn't complain. He just does one task at a time, slow and steady, like a clock ticking softly. Each task is a step toward rest, toward the moment when he can sit under a tree and close his eyes. Let's picture Lucius in the middle of his work because it's such a cozy image. He's standing at the table, flour on his hands and tunic, kneading a new batch of dough. His hands move push, fold, turn like they know the way by heart. The oven glows behind him and the air is warm with the smell of bread. A customer chats about the market and Lucius nods, his eyes droopy but his smile kind. The fire crackles, the dough squishes, and the street hums outside. It's busy, but it's peaceful too, like a song that's both lively and calm. Lucius is in the center of it all, working slowly, feeling the rhythm of his tasks. The tasks are repetitive, which means they happen over and over, but that's what makes them nice. Knead the dough, shape the loaves, feed the fire again and again all day. It's like when you're swinging on a swing back and forth and the motion makes you feel relaxed. Lucius doesn't need to think too hard. His hands know what to do, his body knows the rhythm. It's like the tasks are carrying him through the day, gentle and steady, toward the quiet of the evening. Let's talk about the customers one more time because they add a little sparkle to Lucius's day. There's a girl who comes with her mom, always asking for a loaf with extra seeds. Lucius picks one out for her and she grins, showing a missing tooth. There's an old man who tells the same story every day about a fish he caught long ago. Lucius nods, even though he's heard it 100 times. And there's a woman who brings Lucius a flower sometimes, just because she's kind. These people make the bakery feel like a home, not just a place to work. Lucius likes their voices, their smiles, even if he's too tired to talk much. As the morning fades, Lucius feels the weight of his tasks. His hands are slower now, his yawns bigger. The bakery is still warm, the bread's still baking, but Lucius is dreaming of rest. He knows he'll get a break soon, maybe a nap under the tree outside. Each task he finishes brings him closer to that moment, like steps toward a cozy bed. He needs one more batch, shapes one more tray of loaves, feeds the fire one more time. His eyelids are so heavy, like they're made of soft clouds, but he keeps going, steady and calm. Let's hold on to this picture of Lucius, working one tiny task at a time. He's in the bakery, floury and tired, but happy in his quiet way. The dough is soft under his hands, the fire glows, and the bread smells like warmth. Customers come and go, their voices a soft hum, and Lucius nods, half listening, his mind on rest. Each task is a small step, a gentle move toward the end of the day. We'll see him again soon, maybe when he takes that nap or when the bakery gets even busier. For now, just imagine him there, moving slowly, humming softly, wrapped in the cozy rhythm of his work. Okay, let's rest with that thought nice and slow. Here we go. Let's sit with Lucius in the bakery, where the day is moving along in ancient Rome. It's afternoon now, and the sun is high, making everything warm and bright. Lucius has been working all morning, kneading dough, shaping loaves, and feeding the fire. His arms are starting to ache, like when you carry a heavy backpack for a long time. His back feels sore from hauling heavy wood to keep the oven hot. But this tiredness, it's a good kind and honest kind. It feels real, like a job well done. It pulls Lucius towards sleep, soft and slow, like a gentle wave in the ocean. His body knows rest is coming soon, and he lets out a quiet sigh, happy and content. Work and sleep are like old friends to Lucius, always there for each other. Let's feel what it's like to be tired with Lucius, nice and easy, like we're resting in a cozy spot. Ready? Here we go. The bakery is hot now, with the big clay oven glowing and the sun shining through the small window. Lucius stands at the wooden table, his hands still dusted with flour. He's been kneading dough for hours, pushing and folding it over and over. His arms feel heavy, like they're made of soft clay themselves. Every time he pushes the dough, his muscles grumble a little, saying, "We're working hard." His fingers are strong, but they're tired too, like when you've been writing or drawing for a long time and your hand wants a break. Lucius shakes his arms out, wiggling them to loosen them up, and keeps going, slow and steady. His back is sore from carrying wood. The basket by the oven is full of logs, and Lucius has to haul them from a pile outside. The logs are heavy, with rough bark that scratches his hands. He carries them one at a time, his back bending under the weight. When he tosses the wood into the fire, his back says, "Oof," like it's complaining. It's not a sharp pain, just a dull ache, like when you've been sitting funny or running too long. Lucius stretches, reaching his arms up and twisting a little, trying to make his back feel better. He groans softly, a quiet mmm, and smiles his shy smile. He's used to this feeling, and it doesn't bother him much. This tiredness is honest, like a friend who tells you the truth. Lucius feels it because he's been working hard, doing real things with his hands and body. It's not like being tired from sitting still or worrying. It's the kind of tired you get when you've been playing outside all day, running and jumping until your legs are wobbly. Lucius likes this kind of tired. It makes him feel strong, like he's done something good. His body is saying, "You worked a lot, and now you can rest." That thought makes him happy, like when you finish your homework and know you can play. Let's picture Lucius in the bakery, feeling his tiredness. He's leaning against the table for a moment, his hands resting on the wood. His tunic is dusty with flour, and his face is shiny with sweat because the room is so warm. His arms hang loose, heavy like bags of flour. His back curves a little sore from all the bending and lifting, but his face is calm with that shy smile peeking out. His eyes are droopy, like a puppy who's ready for a nap. He yawns, a big one that makes his jaw pop, and shakes his head to stay awake. The bakery smells like fresh bread, warm and toasty, and that smell wraps around him like a cozy blanket. The tiredness pulls Lucius towards sleep, soft and gentle like a tide in the ocean. You know how waves come in and out, slow and steady. That's how Lucius feels. His body is heavy, his eyelids are heavy, and his thoughts are slow. He's not sleepy yet, not ready to close his eyes, but he can feel sleep waiting for him like a friend at the end of the day. It's a nice feeling because he knows rest is coming. After all his work, he'll get to sit down, maybe under a tree, and let his body relax. That thought makes him sigh, a soft, happy sound like when you snuggle into your pillow. Let's talk about the bakery some more because it's part of why Lucius is tired. The oven is the biggest thing in the room and it's always hot. The fire inside crackles and pops, sending out waves of heat that make Lucius sweat. He's been feeding it wood all morning, and each trip to the woodpile makes his back a little sorer. The table is covered with dough and flour, and Lucius has been kneading batch after batch. His arms ache from pushing and folding over and over, like when you're stirring a thick batter for cookies. The air is thick with the smell of bread, but it's also heavy with heat, making Lucius feel like he's wrapped in a warm towel. Customers come in and out, adding to the busy feeling. They talk about the market, the weather, or their kids, and Lucius nods, handing them warm loaves. His hands are steady, but his arms are tired, and lifting the loaves feels harder now. He listens to the customers, but his mind is fuzzy, like when you're reading a book but starting to drift off. The door creaks open and shut, and the street outside hums with voices and footsteps. It's not loud, but it's steady, like a song that never stops. Lucius keeps working, but his body is slowing down, ready for a break. Let's imagine how Lucius's body feels, because it's important. His arms are the tiredest part. They're strong from all the kneading, but now they feel like they're made of jelly. When he lifts a sack of flour, they shake a little like when you carry something heavy and your arms wobble. His hands are okay, but his fingers are stiff like they want to curl up and rest. His back is sore, especially in the middle, where it aches every time he bends to grab wood or lift a tray. His legs are tired too, from standing all morning like when you've been walking around a park for hours. But it's all a good tired, like after a fun day of playing. Lucius's tiredness is like a signal from his body. It's saying, you did a lot and now it's time to slow down. In ancient Rome, people listened to their bodies. They don't have clocks ticking or phones buzzing to tell them what to do. They feel the sun, the heat, the ache in their muscles, and they know when it's time to rest. Lucius feels that now. His body is heavy, like it's sinking into the ground, and his sighs are soft, like he's letting go of the day. He's not sad or upset, just ready for the next part, the part where he gets to rest. Let's talk about the honest tiredness some more because it's special. It's not like being tired because you stayed up too late or because you're bored. It's the kind of tired you earn, like when you help clean the house or ride your bike all afternoon. Lucius earned his tiredness by kneading dough, hauling wood, and baking bread. Every ache in his arms and back is proof he worked hard, that he made something good for the people in his city. That makes the tiredness feel okay, even nice. It's like a badge saying, I did my job and I did it well. Lucius's body knows rest is coming, and that's a cozy thought. In ancient Rome, work and sleep go together like best friends. You work hard all day using your hands and feet, and then you rest, letting your body recharge. Lucius feels that now. His tiredness is pulling him towards sleep, not right this second, but soon. He can imagine sitting under a shady tree, closing his eyes and letting the breeze cool his face, or lying on his straw mat at night with his blanket pulled up, listening to the quiet. That thought makes him content, like when you know a fun day is coming and you're happy just waiting. Let's picture Lucius moving through the afternoon because it's such a gentle scene. He's back at the table kneading another batch of dough. His arms ache, but he pushes through, slow and steady. Push, fold, his hands know the rhythm even when they're tired. Flour puffs around him, sticking to his tunic and his sweaty arms. He yawns, a big one that makes his eyes water, and shakes his head to stay awake. The oven crackles, the bread smells amazing, and the bakery is warm like a big hug. Lucius is tired, but he's happy because he's doing what he loves. Sometimes Lucius pauses to stretch. He reaches his arms up high like he's trying to touch the ceiling and twists his back to ease the soreness. He groans softly, a little ah sound, and it feels good to move. His back still aches, but the stretch helps, like when you wiggle your toes after sitting still. He rolls his shoulders, shakes out his arms, and gets back to work. His body is tired, but it's strong too, like a horse that's been running but still has a little energy left. Lucius knows he can keep going, just for a bit longer until it's time to rest. Let's talk about the customers again because they're part of Lucius's day. A woman comes in asking for 2 loaves. She talks about her kids, how they ate all the bread yesterday. Lucius nods, his eyes half closed, and hands her the loaves. A man stops by, grumbling about the heat, and Lucius smiles, passing him a warm loaf. His arms ache as he lifts the bread, but he doesn't let it show. The customers don't know how tired he is, and Lucius doesn't tell them. He just keeps working, one loaf at a time, one smile at a time. Their voices are like a soft hum, blending with the crackle of the fire and the squish of the dough. Lucius's nephew Titus runs in sometimes, and that makes the tiredness feel lighter. Titus is little, with messy hair and a big grin. Lucius, I'm hungry, he says, and Lucius laughs, his shy smile turning bright. He breaks off a piece of warm bread and hands it to Titus, who munches happily. Lucius's arms ache as he reaches, but seeing Titus giggle makes it worth it. They sit for a moment, Lucius leaning against the table, Titus chattering about a bird he saw. It's a small break, like a sip of cool water, and it helps Lucius keep going. Let's imagine how the tiredness feels in Lucius's body, because it's such a real thing. His arms are the heaviest, like they're tied to stones. When he kneads, they move slower than in the morning, and he has to push harder to make the dough smooth. His back is sore, especially when he bends to grab wood or lift a tray. It's like a tight knot pulling every time he moves. His legs are tired too from standing all day, like when you've been at the zoo for hours and your feet just want to sit. Even his eyes are tired, drooping like curtains, wanting to close. But it's all okay, because this tiredness means he's worked hard. The bakery is quieter now, with fewer customers as the afternoon goes on. The rush of the morning is over and the street outside is calmer. Lucius can hear birds chirping and the clop of a donkey's hooves, soft sounds that mix with his yawns. He's still working, kneading and shaping, but his body is slowing down like a toy winding down. Each task takes a little more effort, but Lucius doesn't mind. He knows the day is moving toward rest, and that thought is like a warm blanket in his mind. Let's talk about work and sleep being old friends, because it's a cozy idea. In ancient Rome, people work hard with their bodies and then they sleep deep and long. It's like a deal they make with the world: give your energy during the day and get it back at night. Lucius feels that deal now. His tiredness is a promise that sleep will come, soft and warm, like a friend who never lets you down. He doesn't have to fight for sleep or worry about it. His body knows what to do, just like it knows how to knead dough or feed the fire. Work and sleep, they balance each other like two kids on a seesaw. Lucius sighs again, a soft content sound like when you're cozy under your blanket. He's tired, but he's not sad. His arms ache, his back grumbles, but his heart is happy. He's made bread for people, helped Gaius, and maybe even made Titus smile. That's enough for one day. The tiredness is like a signal telling him he's done well. He can feel rest waiting, not far away, like a shady tree or a quiet night. That thought makes him calm, like when you know a fun weekend is coming and you can just relax. Let's picture Lucius one more time, because it's such a gentle image. He's at the table kneading dough with slow, heavy hands. His tunic is white with flour, his face is sweaty, and his eyes are droopy. The oven glows, the bread smells like home, and the bakery is warm and quiet. His arms ache, his back is sore, but he's content, sighing softly as he works. A customer chats and Lucius nods, half listening, his mind on the rest that's coming. The fire crackles, the dough squishes, and the world feels soft, like a lullaby. Lucius is tired, but he's happy, wrapped in the honest tiredness of a good day's work. As we leave Lucius for now, let's hold on to this cozy picture. His body is tired, pulling him towards sleep like a gentle tide. His arms and back ache, but they're proud of what they've done. He sighs content, knowing rest is near. Work and sleep are his old friends, guiding him through the day. We'll see him again soon, maybe when he takes a break or when the day winds down. For now, just imagine him there, working slowly, yawning softly, feeling the calm promise of rest. Okay. Let's rest with that thought, nice and slow. Here we go. Let's settle down with Lucius in his little room in ancient Rome. It's nighttime now and the world is quiet. Lucius is ready to rest after a long day of working in the bakery. His bed isn't fancy like yours, with a soft mattress and fluffy pillows. It's just a straw mattress in a corner of the insula, the big building where he lives with his sister and nephew. The mattress is lumpy, stuffed with dry reeds, and covered with a rough wool blanket. It smells a little like smoke from the fire and herbs from his sister's cooking. When Lucius curls up, the straw makes a soft crunching sound like stepping on dry leaves. It's not perfect, but it's enough. It holds him like the earth, giving him a gentle hug. Let's explore Lucius's bed and his cozy nighttime world, nice and slow, like we're drifting into a soft dream. Ready? Here we go. Imagine Lucius's room as the day ends. It's small, with stone walls that feel cool if you touch them. The floor is hard dirt, packed down smooth from years of footsteps. In one corner is Lucius's bed, just a simple mattress made of straw and reeds. It's not like your bed with springs or foam. It's a flat mat about as long as Lucius and wide enough for him to curl up. The straw inside is dry and crinkly, stuffed into a cloth cover that's worn and patched. The reeds are like long, thin sticks mixed with the straw to make the mattress a little firmer. It's lumpy, so when Lucius lies down, he feels bumps and dips, like sleeping on a pile of soft rocks. The blanket on the mattress is wool, thick and heavy. It's not soft like your favorite blanket, it's rough like a towel that's been washed too many times. The wool is scratchy against Lucius's skin, but it's warm, and that's what matters. In ancient Rome, nights can be cool, especially in the stone insula. The blanket keeps Lucius cozy, like a big hug that stays all night. It's a plain color, maybe brown or gray, and it's a little frayed at the edges. Lucius doesn't mind. He pulls it up to his chin and feels safe, like the blanket is a shield against the dark. Mattress smells special, like a mix of things from Lucius's life. There's a faint smoky smell because the room is close to the bakery. Oven and smoke from the fire sneaks in. It's not a bad smell, just warm and familiar like a campfire. There's also a hint of herbs, like mint or rosemary, from the stew his sister Claudia cooks. Sometimes she hangs herbs to dry in the room, and their sweet, earthy scent mixes with the smoke. The straw and reeds add their own smell, like dry grass on a sunny day. When Lucius lies down, he breathes it all in, and it feels like home, like the room is telling him, "You're safe here." Lucius curls up on the mattress, his knees tucked close and his arms wrapped around himself. The straw crunches softly as he moves, a quiet sound like rustling leaves. It's not loud, just a gentle whisper that says, "You're settling in." The lumps in the mattress push against his side, but Lucius knows how to find a comfy spot. He wiggles a little, turning this way and that until the straw shifts just right. It's like making a nest, finding the perfect place to rest. Once he's settled, the mattress holds him like the ground itself is cradling him. It's not soft, but it's steady, and that's enough. Let's picture the insula at night because it's part of Lucius's bedtime world. The insula is a big building with lots of families, like an apartment house. Lucius's room is one of many, and the walls are thick, so it's quiet but not silent. He can hear soft sounds from other rooms, like a baby crying or someone snoring. Outside, the street is calm with only a few noises, a dog barking far away or the wind blowing through the shutters. The air is cool now, not hot like in the afternoon, and it slips into the room, mixing with the smoky, herby smell. It's a peaceful feeling, like the whole city is going to sleep. Lucius's room is dark because there's no electricity in ancient Rome. The only light comes from a tiny clay lamp on the table, but it's out now, saving oil for another day. The darkness is deep, like a soft blanket over everything. Lucius doesn't mind. He's used to it, and it makes him feel sleepy, like the world is saying, "Close your eyes." His sister Claudia and nephew Titus are nearby, sleeping on their own mats. Titus's soft breathing is like a little song, in and out, in and out. It's a sound Lucius loves because it means his family is close, safe, and resting. The mattress isn't perfect, but it works. It's not like a fancy bed in a big house with feathers or soft cloth. Those are for rich people, and Lucius is just a baker's helper. His straw mattress is simple, but it does its job. It gives him a place to lie down to rest his tired body after a day of kneading dough and hauling wood. The lumps and crunches don't bother him. He slept on this mattress for years, and it's like an old friend, always there when he needs it. When he curls up, it holds him steady and strong, like the earth itself is saying, "I've got you." Let's talk about the blanket some more because it's important. The wool is rough, but it's warm, and Lucius needs that warmth. The insula's stone walls keep the room cool at night, and without the blanket, he'd be chilly. He pulls it tight, tucking it under his chin, and feels the scratchy wool against his cheek. It's not soft like a plush toy, but it's cozy in its own way, like wrapping up in a big towel after a bath. The blanket smells like the room, smoke, herbs, and a little like Lucius himself because he's used it so long. It's his blanket, and it makes him feel safe, like a hug that lasts all night. The straw and reeds in the mattress are special too. They're not just stuffing, they're from the fields outside Rome, cut and dried by farmers. Lucius thinks about that sometimes, how his bed comes from the earth. The straw is soft but crinkly like hay in a barn. The reeds are stiffer, giving the mattress some shape. Together they make a bed that's lumpy but firm, so Lucius doesn't sink too far. He likes the crunching sound when he moves because it's familiar, like the sound of his own breathing. It's a reminder that he's home, resting, ready for sleep. Let's imagine Lucius getting ready for bed because it's a cozy routine. He comes home from the bakery, his sandals dusty and his tunic covered in flour. The room is quiet, with Claudia and Titus already settling down. Lucius kicks off his sandals, feeling the cool dirt floor under his feet. He folds his tunic and sets it on a shelf, careful not to make a mess. Then he splashes water on his face from a clay jug, washing away the sweat and flour. The water is cold and it wakes him up a little, but he's still tired, his body heavy from the day's work. He walks to his mattress, his feet padding softly on the floor. The straw crunches as he sits down, and he smiles because that sound means rest is close. He lies back, pulling the wool blanket over him. The mattress is lumpy and he shifts to find a good spot, wiggling until the straw settles. The blanket is heavy, pressing against him, and he curls up, his knees tucked and his hands under his cheek. The straw crunches one more time, then goes quiet, like it's ready to rest too. Lucius breathes deep, smelling the smoke and herbs, and feels the earth holding him through the mattress. Let's talk about the smells again because they're so comforting. The smoky scent comes from the bakery oven just a few steps away. It's a warm, toasty smell like when you're near a fireplace. The herbs are from Claudia's cooking, maybe rosemary or thyme, sweet and green. They hang in little bundles near the window, drying for tomorrow's stew. The straw and reeds smell like the outdoors, like grass and fields. Together, these smells wrap around Lucius, like a story told by his room. They say, "You're home, you're safe, you can sleep." He breathes them in, slow and deep, and his eyes get heavier. The darkness in the room is important too. Without lights or screens, the night is deep and quiet. Lucius can't see much, just the faint shapes of the table and shelves. The darkness feels soft, like a big blanket over the world. It helps him relax because there's nothing to look at, nothing to keep him awake. His eyes close, and the darkness is like a friend saying, "It's okay to rest." In ancient Rome, people don't fight the dark, they let it hold them, like Lucius does now, curled up on his lumpy mattress. Let's picture the sounds around Lucius because they're part of his bedtime. The straw crunches when he shifts, a soft, friendly sound. Titus's breathing is steady like a little drum, in and out. Claudia might murmur in her sleep a quiet word or two. Outside, the insula is calm, but there are tiny noises, a creak from someone's mat, a cough from another room. The street is almost silent, with just the wind whispering or a faraway dog barking. These sounds are like a lullaby, gentle and uneven, rocking Lucius towards sleep. They're not loud, just enough to remind him the world is still there, resting with him. The mattress holds Lucius, and that's a special feeling. It's not soft like a cloud, but it's solid like the ground under a tree. Lucius feels the lumps, but they don't bother him. He's used to them like you're used to your favorite chair, even if it's a little worn. The mattress is steady, keeping him safe as he sleeps. It's like the earth itself is his bed, strong and quiet, saying, "Lie down, I'll take care of you." Lucius trusts it, curling tighter under his blanket, letting the mattress hold his tired body. Let's talk about why the bed works, even if it's not perfect. It's simple for one thing. Lucius doesn't need a fancy bed to sleep. The straw and reeds are enough, giving him a place to rest. The blanket is rough, but it's warm, and warmth is what he needs. The lumps and crunches are part of the bed's charm, like a friend with quirks you love. The bed does its job, it lets Lucius lie down, close his eyes, and drift off. In ancient Rome, people don't expect perfection. They're happy with what works, and Lucius's bed works just fine. Lucius's tiredness helps too. After a day of kneading dough and hauling wood, his body is ready for sleep. His arms ache, his back is sore, and his eyes are heavy. The lumpy mattress feels good to his tired body, like a place to sink into. The rough blanket is cozy when he's so worn out. His tiredness makes the bed feel better, like when you're super tired, and even a couch feels like the best bed ever. Work and sleep go together, and the mattress is the bridge between them, simple but enough. Let's imagine Lucius falling asleep because it's such a cozy picture. He's curled up, the blanket pulled tight. The straw crunches one last time as he settles. His breathing slows, matching Titus's, soft and steady. The smells of smoke and herbs fill his nose, and the darkness wraps around him. The mattress holds him lumpy but strong, like a friend who's always there. Lucius's eyes are closed now, his body heavy, sinking into the straw. Sleep is coming, gentle and quiet, like a wave washing over him. He's content, safe, and ready for dreams. The bed isn't just a place to sleep, it's part of Lucius's life. It's where he rests after work, where he dreams about his future shop, where he feels close to his family. The mattress and blanket are simple, but they're his, and that makes them special. They're like the bakery, the dough, the fire, all part of who Lucius is. The bed doesn't need to be perfect to be good. It just needs to be there, holding him, letting him rest. And it does that every night, faithful as the stars. Let's talk about the insula one more time because it's Lucius's home. The stone walls keep the room cool, the dirt floor is steady under his feet. The other families in the insula are sleeping too, their soft sounds blending with Lucius's. It's like the whole building is resting, wrapped in the quiet of the night. Lucius feels that even as he drifts off. He's not alone, the insula, the city, the earth itself are with him, all resting together. The mattress is a small piece of that big, cozy world. As we leave Lucius for now, let's hold on to this gentle picture. He's curled up on his straw mattress, the wool blanket rough but warm. The straw crunches softly, the room smells of smoke and herbs, and the darkness is kind. The mattress holds him lumpy but steady, like the earth giving him a hug. He's safe, content, drifting towards sleep. We'll see him again soon, maybe in the quiet of the night or the start of a new day. For now, just imagine him there, resting on his simple bed, wrapped in the cozy calm of ancient Rome. Okay, let's rest with that thought nice and slow. Here we go. Let's settle into the quiet night with Lucius in his small room in ancient Rome. It's dark now and the world is calm. Lucius is ready to sleep on his straw mattress, tucked under his rough wool blanket. He's not alone in the room, and that's special. Lucius shares this little space with his sister's family. His sister Claudia and her little boy Titus, who's just 4 years old. Titus sleeps close by, making a tiny whistling sound as he snores, like a soft bird chirping in his dreams. Sometimes a cat sneaks into the room and curls up at Lucius's feet, purring like a gentle hum. The room feels crowded with everyone so close, but it's warm and cozy, like being wrapped in a big hug. You're never alone here, and that makes Lucius feel safe, like the whole world is holding him tight. Let's explore this cozy, crowded room and the people and animals who share it with Lucius, nice and slow, like we're drifting into a soft, sleepy story. Ready? Here we go. Imagine Lucius's room at night. It's small, with stone walls that keep it cool even when the day was hot. The floor is hard dirt, smooth from years of footsteps. In one corner is Lucius's straw mattress, lumpy and crinkly, covered with his heavy wool blanket. Not far away, just a few steps, are the mats where Claudia and Titus sleep. Their mats are like Lucius's, stuffed with straw and reeds, and they have their own blankets, rough but warm. The room is dark because there's no light except maybe a tiny glow from the stars sneaking through the wooden shutter. The air smells like smoke from the bakery nearby, herbs from Claudia's cooking, and a little like the straw in the mats. It's a cozy smell, like a home that's loved. Lucius lies on his mattress, curled up under his blanket. He can hear Titus breathing, a soft, steady sound. Sometimes Titus snores, and it's the cutest thing. It's not a loud snore like a grown-up might make. It's a tiny whistling sound like a little bird singing a sleepy song. Lucius smiles when he hears it because it means Titus is dreaming, safe and happy. Titus's mat is close enough that Lucius could reach out and touch him, but he doesn't because he doesn't want to wake the little boy. Knowing Titus is there so close makes Lucius feel warm inside, like when you're with your best friend and everything feels right. Claudia is nearby too on her own mat. She's Lucius's big sister and she takes care of him and Titus. Her breathing is quiet, not as loud as Titus, but Lucius can hear it if he listens hard. It's a soft, even sound like waves on a calm beach. Sometimes she shifts in her sleep and her straw mat crunches just like Lucius's does. Claudia works hard all day, cooking and cleaning and watching Titus, so she's tired too. Her mat is next to Titus's, so she can keep him close like a mom hugging her kid. Lucius likes that Claudia is there because she makes the room feel safe like a grown-up who knows what to do. Sometimes a cat joins them and that's a special treat. The cat is a skinny little thing with gray fur and big shiny eyes. It belongs to no one, just a stray that wanders the insula, but it likes Lucius's room. When it sneaks in, it curls up at Lucius's feet right on his blanket. The cat's body is warm like a little heater and it purrs, a soft, rumbly sound that's like a song with no words. Lucius feels the purring through the blanket like a gentle tickle. He doesn't shoo the cat away even if it takes up space. The cat makes the room feel cozier, like an extra friend who came to sleep over. The room is crowded with 3 people and sometimes a cat in such a small space. There's not much room to move and the mats are close together like puzzle pieces fitting tight. If Lucius stretches his arms, he might bump Claudia or Titus, but crowded is okay in ancient Rome. People live close to their families, sharing rooms and beds because it's warm and safe. Lucius doesn't feel squished or annoyed. He feels loved, like he's part of a team. The closeness is like a big hug from the world, saying, "You're not alone and that's good." Let's talk about Titus's snoring some more because it's so sweet. His little whistle comes and goes, not every breath, but often enough to make Lucius smile. It's high and soft, like a flute playing a quiet tune. Sometimes Titus stops snoring and just breathes, and Lucius listens, waiting for the whistle to start again. It's like a game, guessing when the next snore will come. Titus doesn't know he snores because he's fast asleep, dreaming about running or playing with his wooden toy. Lucius loves that sound because it means his nephew is happy, resting, and close by. Claudia's presence is important too. She's the one who keeps the family together like a glue stick holding a craft project. Her mat is simple just like Lucius, but she has an extra blanket for Titus because he gets cold sometimes. Claudia doesn't snore, but she might mumble in her sleep soft words like Titus or bread. Lucius hears her and feels safe because Claudia is strong and kind. She's the one who cooks their meals, sews their clothes, and hugs them when they're sad. Having her in the room is like having a warm fire, steady and comforting. The cat's purring is a special sound, like a bonus in the nighttime song. When the cat curls up, its little body presses against Lucius's feet, warm and soft. The purring is low and rumbly like a tiny motor. Lucius feels it through the blanket and it makes him sleepy, like when you listen to soft music. The cat doesn't always come, but when it does, it's like a gift. Lucius thinks the cat likes him because it chooses his feet to sleep on, not Claudia's or Titus. That makes him feel special, like the cat is saying, "You're my friend." Let's picture the room some more because it's such a cozy place. The stone walls are plain with no pictures or paint, but they're strong, keeping the room safe. The dirt floor is cool underfoot, like stepping on smooth stones. The mats are lined up in a row like beds in a camping tent, close enough to feel each other's warmth. The window is small, covered with a wooden shutter, and it lets in a tiny bit of starlight, just enough to make the room feel soft, not scary. The air is still with that smoky, herby smell, and it wraps around everyone like a blanket they can't see. The crowded feeling is warm, not just because of the blankets. Having Claudia and Titus so close makes Lucius's heart feel full, like when you're at a sleepover with friends and everyone's giggling together. In ancient Rome, families sleep like this all the time, sharing rooms because houses are small and it's safer to stay close. Lucius doesn't know any other way and he likes it. He's never alone, even in the dark. If he wakes up, he can hear Titus's whistle or Claudia's breathing, and that's enough to make him feel okay. Let's imagine Lucius settling into sleep because it's a gentle scene. He's curled up on his mattress, the straw crunching as he finds a comfy spot. His blanket is pulled tight, rough but warm against his cheek. Titus is snoring nearby, a tiny whistle that makes Lucius smile. Claudia's breathing is soft, steady like a calm drum. The cat is at his feet, purring like a little engine, its warmth sinking through the blanket. The room is crowded, but it's a good crowded, like being wrapped in a big, warm hug. Lucius breathes deep, smelling the smoke and herbs, and his eyes close, heavy and ready for sleep. The sounds in the room are like a lullaby, soft and uneven. Titus's snoring is the main tune, whistling high and sweet. Claudia's breathing adds a low, steady beat in and out. The cat's purring is like a hum, coming and going as the cat shifts. Outside, the insula is quiet, but there are faint noises, a creak from another room, a whisper of wind, a faraway dog barking. These sounds mix together, like a song that's not too loud, just right for drifting off. Lucius listens, his body sinking into the mattress, and feels the world slowing down. Let's talk about why being close feels safe. When Lucius hears Titus and Claudia, he knows they're okay right there with him. It's like when you're camping and hear your family in the tent, and it makes the dark less scary. The cat's purring adds to that, like a friend saying, "I'm here too." In ancient Rome, people don't sleep alone if they can help it. Families stick together, sharing warmth and space because it's comforting. Lucius feels that comfort now, like the room is a nest and he's a bird tucked in with his flock. The cat is a special part of this night. It doesn't come every night, but when it does, Lucius feels lucky. The cat's fur is soft, even through the blanket, and its warmth is like a tiny sun at his feet. The purring is so gentle, it makes Lucius's body relax like when you pet a kitten and feel calm. He doesn't know where the cat goes during the day, maybe chasing mice or napping in the sun, but at night it chooses Lucius, and that's a cozy thought. He imagines the cat dreaming of fish or sunny spots, purring even in its sleep. Let's picture Titus for a moment because he's so cute. He's curled up on his mat, his little blanket pulled over his shoulders. His hair is messy, sticking out like a bird's nest, and his mouth is open just a bit, letting out those whistling snores. Titus is small, with chubby cheeks and hands that clutch his blanket tight. He's dreaming, maybe about playing with Lucius or running in the street. Lucius loves Titus like a little brother, and hearing him so close makes the room feel warmer, like a fire that never goes out. Claudia is the steady one, like a rock in a river. Her mat is close to Titus's, so she can reach him if he wakes up. She's asleep now, her breathing slow and even, like a clock ticking softly. Claudia's blanket is old like Lucius, but she has a shawl she uses too for extra warmth. Lucius knows she's tired because she works hard all day, cooking and taking care of Titus. Her presence in the room is like a promise saying everything's okay. Lucius trusts her, and that trust helps him relax, sinking deeper into his mattress. The crowded room is a good kind of crowded, not like being squished in a line. It's warm because 3 people and sometimes a cat make more heat than one. The blankets trap that warmth, so even though the stone walls are cool, the room feels cozy like a cave with a fire. Lucius feels the heat from Claudia and Titus, not touching but close enough to share. It's like when you're snuggled with your family on a couch and everyone's warm together. That warmth makes Lucius sleepy, like a soft wave pulling him toward dreams. Let's talk about the hug from the world because it's a big idea. When Lucius sleeps with his family, he feels like the whole world is with him. Claudia and Titus are his family, and their closeness is like a hug that says, "You're loved." The cat's purring is part of it too, like the world sent a little friend to join the hug. Even the insula, with its other families sleeping nearby, feels like part of the hug. Lucius isn't alone, and that makes him feel safe, like nothing can hurt him in this crowded, warm room. The darkness helps too. It's deep and quiet, like a big soft blanket over everything. Lucius can't see Claudia or Titus, but he knows they're there because he hears them. The darkness makes the sounds clearer, like Titus's snoring and the cat's purring stand out more. It's like the dark is helping Lucius focus on the cozy things, not on anything scary. In ancient Rome, people love the dark because it means rest, and Lucius feels that now, letting the darkness hold him like a gentle hand. Let's imagine the room one more time because it's such a comforting place. The mats are close, straw crunching softly as someone shifts. Titus's whistle hums, Claudia's breathing is steady, and the cat purrs at Lucius's feet. The air is smoky and herby, the walls are cool, and the darkness is kind. The insula is quiet, with just a few faraway sounds like a lullaby that's almost silent. Lucius is curled up, his blanket warm, feeling the closeness of his family and the cat. It's crowded, but it's perfect, like a nest full of love. As we leave Lucius for now, let's hold on to this cozy picture. He's on his mattress, surrounded by Claudia, Titus, and maybe the cat. Titus's snoring is a tiny whistle, the cat's purring is a soft hum, and Claudia's breathing is a calm beat. The room is warm, crowded, and safe, like a hug from the world. Lucius is drifting towards sleep, feeling loved and never alone. We'll see him again soon, maybe in the quiet night or a new morning. For now, just imagine him there, wrapped in the closeness of his family, resting in the cozy dark. Okay, let's rest with that thought nice and slow. Here we go. Let's curl up with Lucius in his small room in ancient Rome. It's nighttime and the world is quiet, ready for sleep. Outside, the big city of Rome hums softly like a gentle song. A cart creaks as it rolls slowly on the stone streets. A goat bleats far away, its voice soft and sleepy. The wind whispers through the wooden shutters, bringing smells of olive oil and dust into the room. These sounds and scents are like a natural lullaby, not perfect, but so calming, like a rocking chair moving back and forth. They help Lucius feel sleepy, pulling him toward rest like a soft hug. Let's listen to the sounds of the night with Lucius, nice and slow, like we're floating on a quiet cloud. Ready, here we go. Lucius is lying on his straw mattress, tucked under his rough wool blanket. The room is dark with no lights, just a tiny bit of starlight sneaking through the shutters. His sister Claudia and nephew Titus are asleep nearby, their breathing soft and steady. The mattress crunches a little when Lucius shifts, but he's comfy, curled up with his knees close. The air in the room smells like smoke from the bakery and herbs from Claudia's cooking, but now with the shutters open a crack, new smells come in from outside. There's olive oil, warm and rich, like the lamps burning in other houses. There's dust, dry and earthy, from the streets. These smells mix with the sounds, making the night feel alive, like a friend whispering a bedtime story. The first sound Lucius hears is the creak of a cart. Somewhere in the city, a wooden cart is rolling on the bumpy stone streets. Its wheels squeak, a slow creak that's not loud, just steady like a heartbeat. Maybe it's a farmer taking vegetables to the market for tomorrow or a worker bringing wood to a shop. The cart moves far away, so the sound is faint, like a whisper you have to listen for. Lucius likes this sound. It's familiar, part of Rome's nighttime song. It tells him the city is still there, even when it's dark, working quietly while he rests. Then there's the goat bleating in the distance. Its voice is high and wobbly, like a little baa that floats through the air. The goat is probably in a courtyard, tied up for the night, calling out because it's sleepy or wants a snack. It's not close, so the sound is soft, like a faraway bell. Lucius hears it now and then, not every minute, but enough to notice. He smiles because goats are funny, always talking even when no one's listening. The bleating is like a friend saying, "I'm here too," and it makes the night feel cozy, like everyone's settling down together. The wind is the softest sound, whispering through the shutters. The shutters are wooden, with little gaps where air sneaks in. The wind makes a quiet whoosh sound, like someone breathing gently. It's not a strong wind, just a breeze, cool and light, like when you blow air through a straw. It carries smells from the city, olive oil from lamps, dust from the streets, and maybe a hint of flowers from someone's garden. The wind feels alive, like it's telling Lucius stories about Rome, about the people and animals resting under the stars. He listens, his eyes heavy, and feels the breeze on his face, soft and calming. These sounds, the cart, the goat, the wind, are like a lullaby. A lullaby is a song that helps you sleep, and this one isn't perfect. It's uneven, with the cart creaking sometimes, the goat bleating now and then, and the wind coming and going, but that's what makes it soothing. It's not loud or fast like a song on the radio. It's slow and gentle, like a mom humming to her baby. Lucius hears it and feels his body relax, like he's sinking into his mattress. The sounds rock him towards sleep, like a boat floating on a calm lake. Let's picture Lucius's room some more, because it's part of the night. The stone walls are cool and quiet, keeping the room safe. The dirt floor is smooth under the mats, and the air smells like home, smoke, herbs, and now the olive oil and dust from outside. The straw mattress crunches when Lucius moves, but he's still now, listening to the sounds. Claudia's breathing is soft, and Titus's tiny snores whistle nearby, mixing with the outside noises. The room feels cozy, like a nest, and the sounds from Rome are like a blanket, wrapping around Lucius and making him sleepy. The cart's creak is special because it tells a story. Lucius imagines who's driving it. Maybe it's old Marcus, the vegetable seller, rolling his cart to the market before dawn, or maybe it's a baker like Lucius taking bread to a shop. The creak is slow, like the cart isn't in a hurry. It's a nighttime sound, different from the daytime when carts clatter and people shout. Lucius listens, and the creak feels like a friend waving from far away, saying good night. It's not loud enough to wake him up, just soft enough to make him feel connected to the city. The goat's bleating is funny and sweet. Lucius thinks about the goat, maybe a white one with a stubby tail standing in a yard. It might bleat once, then stop, then bleat again, like it's talking to itself. The sound travels over the stone houses, past the narrow streets, and into Lucius's room. It's faint, like a whisper, but Lucius hears it clearly in the quiet night. He likes animals, and the goat's voice makes him think of the chickens and donkeys he sees in the day. It's like the goat is part of Rome's big family, singing its own sleepy song. The wind is the gentlest sound, like a hug you can't see. It slips through the shutters, moving the air in the room. Lucius feels it on his cheek, cool and soft, like a feather brushing his skin. The wind carries smells that tell him about the city. The olive oil smell is warm, like the lamps burning in other Insuli. The dust is dry, like the streets he walks on every day. Sometimes there's a tiny flower smell, sweet and faint, from a garden nearby. These smells mix with the wind's whisper, making Lucius feel like he's part of something big, like Rome is breathing with him. Let's talk about the lullaby again, because it's so important. The carts creak, the goats bleat, and the wind's whisper aren't planned, like a song you practice. They just happen, coming and going, like clouds floating by. That's what makes them perfect for sleep. Lucius doesn't have to think about them. He just listens, and they carry him away like a leaf floating on a stream. The sounds are uneven, sometimes loud, sometimes soft, sometimes gone, but that's okay. They're natural, like the world's own music, and they make Lucius's eyes heavier, his breathing slower. The olive oil smell is special because it's everywhere in Rome. People use olive oil for cooking, for lamps, even for washing. At night, the lamps burn in houses and shops, sending out a warm, rich smell. The wind carries it to Lucius like a gift from his neighbors. He breathes it in, and it feels cozy, like the bakery's bread smell, but softer. It reminds him of the day when he walked past shops and saw lamps glowing. Now at night, the smell is quieter, like the city is resting, and it helps Lucius rest too. The dust smell is different, but just as nice. Rome's streets are made of stone and dirt, and the wind picks up tiny bits of dust, carrying them through the air. The dust smells dry and earthy, like the ground after a sunny day. Lucius knows this smell from his walks to the bakery, when his sandals kick up little clouds. At night, the dust is calm, not swirling like in the daytime. The wind brings it gently, like a whisper of the streets, saying, "Sleep now, Rome is here." Lucius breathes it in, and it feels like home. Let's imagine Lucius listening to the night, because it's such a cozy picture. He's curled up on his mattress, the straw quiet now that he's still. His blanket is warm, pulled up to his chin. Claudia's breathing is soft, Titus's snores whistle, and the cat at his feet purrs. Outside, the cart creaks far away like a sleepy song. The goat bleats, its voice high and faint. The wind whispers, bringing olive oil and dust through the shutters. Lucius's eyes are closed, his body heavy, and the sounds wrap around him like a lullaby rocking him to sleep. The night sounds are part of Rome's life, even when it's dark. The city never stops completely. There are always a few people awake moving carts or tending animals. The goats bleat, the wind blows, and the streets stay alive, just quieter. Lucius feels that life even as he drifts off. The sounds tell him he's not alone, that Rome is with him like a big family sleeping together. It's a safe feeling, like when you're in bed and hear your family downstairs and you know everything's okay. Let's talk about the wind some more because it's so gentle. It's not a stormy wind, just a breeze, soft like a sigh. It moves through the shutters, rustling the air in the room. Lucius feels it on his face, cool and light like a friend touching his cheek. The wind carries stories from the city about the lamps burning, the dust settling, the gardens resting. It's like Rome is whispering to Lucius, saying, "Close your eyes, it's time to dream." He listens, and the whisper makes him sleepy, like when you hear a soft voice reading a story. The cart's creak is a steady sound, even if it's far away. Lucius imagines the wooden wheels turning, squeaking on the stones. He thinks about the person pushing the cart, maybe yawning like he does. The creak is slow, not rushed, like the city is taking its time. It's a nighttime sound, different from the daytime's clatter and shouts. Lucius hears it and feels calm, like the cart is rocking him back and forth towards sleep. It's a simple sound, but it's enough, like a single note in a lullaby. Goat's bleating is like a little surprise in the night. It comes and goes, not every minute, but now and then. Lucius listens for it like a game, wondering when the next ball will come. The goat is far enough that it's not loud, just a soft call like a friend waving from across a field. He pictures the goat, maybe chewing on some straw, its eyes half closed. The bleating makes Lucius smile because it's so small and sweet, like Titus's snores. It's part of the night song, adding a high note to the lullaby. The smells are just as important as the sounds. The olive oil is warm and rich, like a hug in the air. The dust is dry and familiar, like the streets Lucius knows so well. Together, they make the night feel real, like Lucius can touch the city even with his eyes closed. The smells come with the wind, slipping through the shutters, and they mix with the room's smoky, herby scent. It's like the inside and outside are talking to each other, making Lucius feel connected to everything, like he's part of Rome's big, sleepy family. Let's picture the Insula, because it's part of the night too. The Insula is a big building with lots of families, and it's quiet now but not silent. Lucius hears faint sounds from other rooms, a baby crying softly, a cough, or a mat crunching as someone turns. These sounds are like the cart and the goat, part of the city's lullaby. The Insula is like a big nest with everyone tucked in, resting together. Lucius feels that, even as he listens to the outside noises. The Insula and the city are one, humming softly, rocking him towards sleep. The night sounds are uneven, and that's what makes them perfect. The cart creaks, then stops, then creaks again. The goat bleats, then goes quiet. The wind whispers, then pauses, then whispers more. It's not a steady song like a clock ticking. It's natural, like the way leaves rustle or waves splash. Lucius likes that unevenness because it feels real, like the world breathing with him. The sounds don't demand his attention. They just float around him soft and free, helping his body relax. Let's imagine Lucius one more time because it's such a cozy scene. He's on his mattress, the straw still and quiet. His blanket is warm, his eyes are closed, and his breathing is slow. The cart creaks far away, the goat bleats softly, and the wind whispers through the shutters, bringing olive oil and dust. Claudia's breathing and Titus's snores mix with the outside sounds like a choir singing a sleepy song. The room is dark, the air is cool, and the lullaby is all around. Lucius is sinking into sleep, rocked by the sounds of Rome, safe and content. The sounds of night are Rome's gift to Lucius. They're not loud or scary, just gentle and familiar like a friend's voice. The cart, the goat, the wind, they're all part of the city he loves, the city that's his home. They tell him the world is okay, that he can rest, that tomorrow will come with new sounds and smells. Lucius listens, his body heavy, his heart full, and lets the lullaby carry him away like a leaf on a quiet river. As we leave Lucius for now, let's hold on to this gentle picture. He's curled up, surrounded by the soft hum of Rome. The cart creaks, the goat bleats, and the wind whispers, bringing olive oil and dust. The night is alive but calm, rocking Lucius towards sleep with its natural lullaby. He's safe, cozy, and ready for dreams. We'll see him again soon, maybe in the quiet of the night or the start of a new day. For now, just imagine him there, resting in the sounds of Rome, wrapped in the soothing song of the night. Okay, let's rest with that thought nice and slow. Here we go. Let's slip into the quiet night with Lucius in his small room in ancient Rome. It's midnight and the world is dark and still. Lucius wakes up for just a moment, his eyes opening in the blackness. This happens sometimes here. Sleep comes in waves, like the soft ripples in a pond. He doesn't get up or move much. He just lies still on his straw mattress, listening to the soft breaths of his little nephew, Titus, sleeping nearby. There's no rush, no worry, nothing to make his heart race. The night is gentle, wrapping Lucius like a warm, soft cloak. He feels calm, safe, and soon he drifts back to sleep like a leaf floating down a slow river. Let be with Lucius in this quiet midnight moment, nice and easy, like we're resting in a cozy dream. Ready? Here we go. Lucius's room is small and dark, with stone walls that feel cool in the night. His straw mattress is lumpy, stuffed with reeds, and it crunches softly when he shifts. His wool blanket is rough but warm, pulled up to his chin. The room smells like smoke from the bakery nearby, herbs from his sister Claudia's cooking, and a little like the dry straw under him. There's no light, not even a tiny lamp, because everyone is saving oil for the day. The darkness is deep, like a big, soft blanket covering everything. Lucius doesn't mind. It's normal in ancient Rome, where nights are for sleeping, not for lights or noise. Lucius wakes up, but it's not a big wake-up. His eyes open and he blinks into the dark. He doesn't know why he woke, maybe a sound from the street, or maybe his body just decided to pause. It's okay because sleep here isn't one long stretch. It comes in waves, like when you nap and wake and nap again. Lucius lies still, his body heavy on the mattress. He doesn't sit up or get out of bed. He just breathes, slow and quiet, feeling the straw under him and the blanket over him. The room is calm, and so is Lucius, like a cat napping in a sunny spot. The first thing Lucius notices is Titus's breathing. His nephew, just 4 years old, is sleeping on a mat nearby. Titus's breaths are soft, like little puffs of air, in and out, in and out. Sometimes they're just breathing, but sometimes there's a tiny whistle, like a bird singing a sleepy song. Lucius loves this sound. It's so small and sweet, like Titus is talking in his dreams. The breathing tells Lucius that Titus is safe, resting, and close by. It's like a hug you can hear, making the dark room feel warm and full of love. Claudia is in the room too, Lucius's big sister, sleeping on her own mat. Her breathing is quieter, deeper, like a steady hum. Lucius can hear it if he listens hard, a soft sound that's like a clock ticking gently. Claudia doesn't snore like Titus, but her breaths are strong, like she's resting after a long day of cooking and caring for her son. Knowing Claudia is there makes Lucius feel safe, like a house with strong walls. She's the one who keeps their little family together, and her breathing is part of the room's nighttime song. Lucius lies still, listening to these sounds. The darkness makes them clearer, like when you close your eyes and hear things better. Titus's soft breaths are the loudest because he's so close. Claudia's breathing is softer, but it's there, steady and calm. The straw mattress is quiet now because Lucius isn't moving. The room feels like a cozy nest with just the family's breathing to fill it. Lucius doesn't think about anything big or important. He just listens, and the sounds make him feel sleepy again, like a lullaby that's always playing. Sometimes there's another sound, like the cat that curls up at Lucius's feet. The cat doesn't come every night, but when it does, it purrs a low, rumbly hum like a tiny engine. Tonight, the cat might be there, its warm body pressed against Lucius's blanket. The purring is soft, blending with Titus's breaths and Claudia's hum. It's like the cat is singing too, adding its own note to the nighttime song. Lucius feels the purring through the blanket, like a gentle tickle, and it makes him smile in the dark. The cat's warmth is cozy, like a little friend who came to keep him company. Outside the room, the city of Rome is quiet, but not silent. Lucius hears faint sounds through the wooden shutters. A cart creaks far away, its wheels squeaking on the stone streets like a slow creak. Maybe someone is moving goods for the morning market. A goat bleats in the distance, its baba soft and sleepy like it's talking in its dreams. The wind whispers through the shutters, a gentle whoosh that brings smells of olive oil and dust. These sounds are faint, like whispers from the city, and they mix with the room's noises, making a big, soft lullaby. Lucius doesn't worry about waking up. In ancient Rome, it's normal to wake in the night just for a moment. People don't expect to sleep all at once, like a long, unbroken line. Sleep is like waves, coming and going, and Lucius is used to it. He doesn't feel scared or upset. He knows he'll drift back to sleep soon, like a boat floating on a calm sea. There's no rush, no need to do anything. He just lies there listening, feeling the night wrap around him like a warm, dark cloak. Darkness is important because it's so deep and quiet. There's no light to bother Lucius's eyes, no candles or lamps to keep him awake. The room is black, like closing your eyes tight. Lucius can't see Titus or Claudia, but he knows they're there because he hears them. The darkness makes the sounds stand out like stars in a clear sky. It's like the night is helping Lucius focus on the cozy things, Titus's breath, Claudia's hum, the cat's purr. The darkness is kind, like a friend saying, "Rest now, it's okay." Let's picture Lucius in this midnight moment because it's so gentle. He's curled up on his mattress, the straw still and quiet. His blanket is warm, tucked around him, rough but cozy. Titus's soft breaths whistle nearby like a little bird. Claudia's breathing is steady like a calm wave. The cat might be purring, its warmth at Lucius's feet. The room is dark, the air smells of smoke and herbs, and the city hums softly outside. Lucius's eyes are open, but they're heavy, ready to close again. He's calm, content, letting the night hold him like a big, soft hug. The sounds of the room are like a song, small and sweet. Titus's breathing is the main tune, with its tiny whistle that comes and goes. Claudia's breaths are the steady beat, keeping everything together. The cat's purr, if it's there, is like a hum, soft and warm. These sounds are familiar, like a favorite story you know by heart. Lucius listens, and they make his body relax, like when you hear soft music and feel sleepy. The sounds are part of his home, his family, his night. The outside sounds add to the song, like extra notes. The cart's creak is slow and far away, like a friend waving from across the street. The goat's bleat is high and faint, like a little bell ringing in the distance. The wind's whisper is the softest, slipping through the shutters with smells of olive oil and dust. These sounds tell Lucius that Rome is still there, resting but alive. They're not loud enough to keep him awake, just gentle enough to make him feel connected, like he's part of the city's big, sleepy family. Let's talk about why there's no rush or worry. When Lucius wakes, he doesn't feel like he has to do anything. There's no clock ticking, no list of things to finish. In ancient Rome, the night is for resting, not for working or thinking hard. Lucius knows this, and his body knows it too. His heart stays calm, his breathing stays slow. He doesn't think about the bakery or tomorrow's bread. He just lies there, listening to Titus, feeling the blanket, smelling the night. It's like the world is saying, take your time, sleep will come. The cloak of the night is a cozy idea. The darkness, the sounds, the smells, they all wrap around Lucius like a big, soft cloak you might wear on a chilly day. The cloak is warm, not heavy, and it makes him feel safe, like nothing can bother him. The sounds of Titus and Claudia are part of the cloak, keeping him close to his family. The cart, the goat, the wind, they're part of it too, connecting him to Rome. The cloak is gentle, rocking Lucius back to sleep, like a mom rocking a baby. Let's imagine the smells of the night, because they're part of the moment. The room smells like smoke, warm and toasty from the bakery oven. There's a hint of herbs like mint or rosemary from Claudia's cooking. The straw mattress adds a dry, grassy smell like a field in summer. Outside, the wind brings olive oil, rich and soft, from lamps burning in other houses. The dust smell is earthy, like the streets Lucius walks every day. These smells mix together like a soup that's just right, and they make Lucius feel at home, ready to drift off. The midnight break is short, but it's special. Lucius doesn't stay awake long, just a few minutes. He listens to the sounds, feels the blanket, breathes the smells. His body is tired from the day, his arms and back still aching from kneading dough and hauling wood. The tiredness helps him go back to sleep like a gentle push. He doesn't fight it or try to stay awake. He lets the night take him like a wave carrying him to shore. The break is like a little pause, a moment to feel the world before sinking back into dreams. Let's talk about Titus's breaths again because they're so sweet. The tiny whistle comes and goes like a bird that's not sure if it wants to sing. Lucius listens and it makes him smile in the dark. He imagines Titus dreaming, maybe about playing with dough or chasing a cat. The breaths are so close because Titus's mat is just a step away. They're like a promise saying, I'm here and I'm okay. Lucius feels like a big brother watching over Titus even in the night. The sound is small, but it's enough to make the room feel full of love. Claudia's breathing is just as important. It's deeper like a grown-up's breath and it's steady like a drum that never stops. Lucius knows Claudia is tired too from her long day. Her breathing tells him she's resting, safe and strong. It's like a rock in a river, something Lucius can count on. He listens to it, blending with Titus's whistle, and feels the family around him like a warm circle. Claudia's presence makes the midnight break peaceful because she's there, keeping everything okay. The cat's purr, if it's there, is like a bonus. Its little body is warm at Lucius's feet, and the purring is soft, like a hum you feel more than hear. Lucius likes the cat because it chooses to sleep with him like a friend picking you to sit with. The purr is calming, like petting a kitten and feeling your worries melt away. It's part of the night's song, mixing with the breaths and the outside sounds, making Lucius's body heavy, his eyes ready to close. The outside sounds are faint but special. The cart's creak is like a story from the city about someone working in the dark. The goat's bleat is a little surprise, high and sweet like a note in a song. The wind's whisper is the softest, bringing smells that make Lucius think of Rome's streets and lamps. These sounds are far away, but they reach Lucius like a message saying, the world is resting with you. They're part of the lullaby, uneven and natural, helping him drift back to sleep. Let's picture the insula because it's part of the night. The insula is a big building with lots of families, and it's quiet now but not empty. Lucius hears tiny sounds from other rooms, a baby's soft cry, a mat crunching, a cough. These sounds are like the cart and goat, part of Rome's sleepy hum. The insula is like a big house with everyone tucked in, sharing the night. Lucius feels that even in his midnight break. He's not alone, not just because of Claudia and Titus, but because of the whole insula resting together. The midnight break is a normal part of sleep in ancient Rome. People wake up sometimes, just for a moment, and it's not a big deal. Lucius doesn't feel like he's doing anything wrong. He knows sleep will come again like a friend who always returns. He lies still, letting the sounds and smells fill his mind and feels the night wrap around him. There's no worry, no hurry, just a quiet pause before the next wave of sleep. It's like taking a sip of water between bites, refreshing and simple. Let's imagine Lucius drifting back to sleep because it's such a cozy scene. He's on his mattress, the straw quiet under him. His blanket is warm, his body heavy. Titus's breath whistles softly, Claudia's breathing is steady, and the cat might purr at his feet. The cart creaks far away, the goat bleats faintly, and the wind whispers through the shutters. The room is dark, the air smells of smoke, herbs, and olive oil. Lucius's eyes close, his breathing slows, and the night wraps him like a cloak, gentle and safe. Sleep comes back soft and easy, carrying him away. The midnight break is a gift, a little moment to feel the world. Lucius hears his family, smells his home, and knows he's safe. The sounds of the night, Titus's breaths, Claudia's hum, the cart, the goat, the wind are like a song that never stops, even when he's asleep. They tell him he's part of something big, part of Rome, part of his family. The break is short, but it's enough, leaving Lucius calm and ready for more dreams. As we leave Lucius for now, let's hold on to this gentle picture. He's curled up, waking for a moment in the dark. Titus's soft breaths whistle, Claudia's breathing is steady, and the night hums with faint sounds. The darkness wraps him like a cloak, cozy and kind, pulling him back to sleep. He's safe, content, with no rush or worry. We'll see him again soon, maybe in the quiet night or a new morning. For now, just imagine him there, resting in the calm of his midnight break, wrapped in the soothing dark. Okay, let's rest with that thought nice and slow. Here we go. Let's settle down with Lucius in his tiny room in ancient Rome. It's nighttime and the world is quiet and dark. Above the insula, the big building where Lucius lives, the sky is huge, like a giant blanket covered with twinkling stars. Lucius doesn't see the sky tonight because he's inside, curled up on his straw mattress. But he knows the stars are there, shining bright, watching over the city. The darkness in his room is deep, like a soft, heavy hug pulling him into sleep. In ancient Rome, people don't fight the night. They let it wrap around them, like sinking into cool, calm water. Let's feel the night with Lucius, nice and slow, like we're drifting under a starry sky. Ready? Here we go. Lucius is lying on his lumpy straw mattress, tucked under his rough wool blanket. The mattress crunches a little when he moves, but he's still now cozy and warm. His room is small, with stone walls that feel cool and a dirt floor that's smooth from years of footsteps. His sister Claudia and his little nephew Titus are sleeping nearby, their soft breathing like a gentle song. The room smells like smoke from the bakery, herbs from Claudia's cooking, and the dry straw under Lucius. It's dark, so dark that Lucius can't see anything, not even his hand if he holds it up. But he doesn't need to see because the darkness is kind, like a friend who helps him rest. Outside, above the insula, the sky is vast. It's big, bigger than anything Lucius can imagine, stretching over Rome and far beyond. The sky is black like a deep pool, and it's filled with stars like tiny sparkles scattered across it. Each star is a little light, twinkling softly as if saying, "We're here watching you sleep." Lucius doesn't see the stars tonight because the wooden shutters are closed and he's inside. But he knows they're there because he's seen them before on nights when he walked home late or looked out the window. The stars are always there, steady and quiet like old friends who never leave. The darkness in the room is deep, like diving into a cool lake. It's not a scary dark, but a soft, heavy dark that makes Lucius's eyes feel heavy too. In ancient Rome, people don't have bright lights or screens to keep them awake. They let the night take over, like closing a book at the end of the day. Lucius feels the darkness pulling him, like a gentle hand saying, "Come rest, it's time." His body is tired from working in the bakery, kneading dough and hauling wood, and the darkness is like a cozy blanket, helping him sink into sleep. Let's picture Lucius's room because it's such a calm place. The stone walls are strong, keeping the room safe and quiet. The dirt floor is cool, like stepping on smooth stones. Lucius's mattress is in one corner, lumpy with straw and reeds, but just right for him. Claudia's and Titus's mats are close by, so close that Lucius can hear their breathing. The room is dark, with no light except maybe a tiny bit of starlight sneaking through the shutter's cracks. The air smells familiar, like smoke, herbs, and straw, and it's still like the world is holding its breath. Lucius feels safe here, like he's in a nest, ready to sleep. The sky above is special, even if Lucius can't see it. He knows it's there because he's seen it on other nights. When he was little, he used to lie outside with his mom, looking up at the stars. They'd count them, pointing at the brightest ones, making up stories about heroes and animals in the sky. The stars were like a big picture book, always changing but always there. Now, as Lucius lies in his room, he thinks about those stars twinkling above the insula. It's a comforting thought, like knowing your favorite toy is nearby, even if you're not holding it. The darkness is like water, cool and smooth. In ancient Rome, people don't try to push the night away. They don't light lamps all the time or stay up late. They sink into the dark like slipping into a pool on a hot day. Lucius feels that now. The darkness is heavy but not scary. It's soft like a big pillow, pressing gently on his eyes and body. His arms are tired, his back is sore, and the darkness helps him relax like floating in a quiet stream. He doesn't fight it, he lets it carry him, slow and easy, towards sleep. Let's talk about the stars some more because they're so pretty even if Lucius can't see them. The sky is full of them like someone spilled a bag of shiny beads. Some stars are bright, like little fires, and some are tiny like specks of dust that glow. They twinkle, blinking on and off like they're talking to each other. Lucius knows the stars are far away, but they feel close like they're watching over him. On clear nights when he's outside, he sees them stretching forever, covering the whole world. Tonight, he imagines them above the insula, shining for him, even through the shutters. The insula is quiet, but not silent. Lucius hears soft sounds from his family. Titus's breathing is the loudest, a tiny whistle sometimes, like a bird in his dreams. Claudia's breaths are deeper, steady like a calm wave. These sounds are like a lullaby, mixing with the darkness to make Lucius sleepy. Outside, the city of Rome hums gently. A cart creaks far away, its wheels squeaking on the stones. A goat bleats in the distance, its baba soft and sleepy. The wind whispers through the shutters, bringing smells of olive oil and dust. These sounds are faint, but they're there, like a quiet song that helps Lucius rest. The darkness pulls Lucius under, like sinking into cool water. He doesn't try to stay awake or think about the day. His body knows it's time to sleep, and the darkness helps. It's like a big, soft cloak wrapping around him, blocking out everything else. Lucius's eyes are closed now, his breathing slow. The straw mattress holds him lumpy but steady, and the wool blanket keeps him warm. The darkness is deep, but it's kind, like a friend who knows just what he needs. Lucius sinks into it, letting go, like a pebble dropping into a still pond. Let's imagine Lucius on his mattress because it's such a cozy picture. He's curled up, his knees tucked close, his hands under his cheek. The straw crunches softly if he moves, but he's still now sinking into the dark. His blanket is rough, but it's warm like a hug that stays all night. Titus's breathing whistles nearby, and Claudia's breaths hum steady and calm. The room is dark, so dark it's like closing your eyes tight. Lucius knows the sky is above, full of stars, even if he can't see it. The darkness wraps him, pulling him under, and he's happy, ready to sleep. The sky is like a big, quiet friend. Lucius doesn't need to see it to know it's there. He felt it before on nights when he looked up and saw the stars sparkling. The sky is always above the insula, above Rome, above everything. It's vast, which means really, really big, and it makes Lucius feel small but safe, like a bird in a huge tree. The stars are part of the sky's magic, shining even when clouds hide them. Lucius thinks about them sometimes as he lies in the dark, and it's like the stars are thinking about him too, keeping him company. The darkness is special in ancient Rome. People don't have lights to chase it away like we do with lamps or phones. They let the night be dark because it's supposed to be. The darkness is for sleeping, for resting, for dreaming. Lucius knows this, and his body knows it too. When he lies down, the darkness feels like a signal saying, it's time to close your eyes. It's not scary because Lucius isn't alone. Claudia and Titus are there, and the stars are above, and Rome is all around. The darkness is like a cool pool, and Lucius sinks into it, calm and easy. Let's talk about the sounds again because they're part of the night. Titus's breathing is the closest, a soft whistle that comes and goes. It's like a little bird singing a sleepy song. Claudia's breaths are deeper, like a steady drum keeping the rhythm. Sometimes the cat purrs at Lucius's feet, a low hum that's warm and cozy. Outside, the cart's creak is faint, like a whisper from the city. The goat's bleat is high and far away, like a bell ringing softly. The wind's whisper brings smells of olive oil and dust, mixing with the room's smoky, herby scent. These sounds are like a lullaby, uneven but soothing, rocking Lucius toward sleep. The insula is part of the night too. It's a big building with lots of families, and it's quiet now but not empty. Lucius hears tiny sounds from other rooms, a baby's soft cry, a mat crunching, someone coughing. These sounds are like the cart and goat, part of Rome's sleepy song. The insula is like a big nest with everyone tucked in, resting together. Lucius feels that even in the dark. He's not alone, not just because of his family, but because of the whole insula, sleeping under the same starry sky. The darkness pulls Lucius under like a gentle wave. He doesn't fight it because he doesn't need to. In ancient Rome, people trust the night. They know it's there to help them rest, to give them energy for tomorrow. Lucius's body is tired, his arms heavy from kneading, his back sore from carrying wood. The darkness knows this, and it helps him let go like a mom tucking in her kid. Lucius's breathing slows, his thoughts get fuzzy, and the darkness carries him, like floating on a quiet lake. Let's talk about sinking into the night because it's such a cozy idea. The darkness is like cool water, soft and smooth. When Lucius closes his eyes, he feels like he's sinking not fast but slow, like a leaf falling to the ground. The straw mattress holds him, the blanket keeps him warm, and the darkness wraps around him. He doesn't think about the bakery or tomorrow's work, he just sinks, letting the night take him. It's a calm feeling, like when you're in bed and know you don't have to get up yet. The stars are part of this, even if Lucius can't see them. He knows they're above, twinkling in the vast sky. The stars are like little lights, watching over Rome, watching over Lucius. They're far away, but they feel close, like friends who are always there. Lucius remembers looking at them with his mom, making up stories about the shapes they made. Now in the dark, he imagines them, and it's like the stars are smiling at him, saying, "Sleep well." The thought of the stars makes the darkness even cozier, like a big, sparkly blanket. Let's imagine the sky above the insula, because it's so beautiful even if Lucius is inside. The sky is black, like a deep, endless pool. The stars are scattered across it, some bright, some faint, all twinkling like tiny candles. There's no moon tonight, so the stars shine even brighter, like they're showing off. The sky is vast, covering the whole city, the whole world. It's quiet but alive, like it's breathing with Lucius. The stars are steady, always there, no matter what. Lucius knows this, and it makes him feel safe, like the sky is his roof, bigger than any house. The darkness is deep, but it's not heavy. It's soft, like a feather pillow. Lucius feels it pressing gently, making his eyes close, his body relax. The straw mattress crunches if he shifts, but he's still now sinking deeper. The blanket is warm, the room is quiet, and the darkness is like a friend holding him close. In ancient Rome, people love the night because it's for rest, for dreams, for peace. Lucius loves it too, letting it pull him under like slipping into a cool, calm pool. Let's picture Lucius one more time because it's such a gentle scene. He's curled up on his mattress, the straw quiet under him. His blanket is warm, his eyes are closed, and his breathing is slow. Titus's breath whistles softly, Claudia's breathing is steady, and the cat might purr at his feet. The cart creaks far away, the goat bleats faintly, and the wind whispers through the shutters. The room is dark, the air smells of smoke and herbs, and the sky above is full of stars. Lucius is sinking into the night, wrapped in its deep, soft darkness, like cool water carrying him to sleep. The night is a gift in ancient Rome. It's not something to fight or fear. It's a time to rest, to let go, to sink into the darkness like sinking into water. Lucius knows this, and his body knows it too. The stars are above, the insula is around him, and his family is close. The darkness pulls him under, gentle and kind, and he's happy, ready for dreams. The sky is vast, the night is deep, and Lucius is safe, sleeping with the stars. As we leave Lucius for now, let's hold on to this cozy picture. He's curled up, sinking into the dark, with the vast sky above, studded with stars. Titus's breaths, Claudia's hum, and Rome's soft sounds mix with the darkness, pulling him under like cool water. He's safe, content, resting in the night's embrace. We'll see him again soon, maybe in the quiet dark or a new morning. For now, just imagine him there, sleeping with the sky wrapped in the soothing darkness of ancient Rome. Okay. Let's rest with that thought nice and slow. Here we go. Let's sit with Lucius in his small room in ancient Rome as the day ends. It's evening and the world is getting quiet. Before he goes to bed, Lucius eats a simple meal to fill his tummy and help him sleep. He has a bowl of pottage, a warm, thick stew made of barley, lentils, and maybe a tiny piece of fish. It's hot and heavy in his stomach, like a cozy hug that says, rest is coming. He also sips watered wine, a drink that tastes earthy and familiar, like the fields outside the city. As he eats and drinks, his eyes start to droop, like he's already halfway to a dream. The meal is simple, but it's just right, making Lucius feel full and sleepy. Let's join Lucius for his bedtime meal, nice and slow, like we're settling into a soft, warm bed. Ready, here we go. Lucius's room is small, with stone walls that feel cool and a dirt floor that's smooth from years of footsteps. It's dark now, with just a tiny clay lamp on the table giving off a soft, flickering light. The lamp's flame dances, making shadows wiggle on the walls. Lucius sits on a wooden stool, his straw mattress waiting in the corner. His sister Claudia is nearby, maybe cleaning a bowl or tucking in her little boy Titus, who's already yawning. The room smells like smoke from the bakery, herbs from Claudia's cooking, and now the warm, grainy smell of pottage. It's a cozy place, like a nest where Lucius feels safe and ready to rest. The pottage is in a clay bowl, rough and heavy in Lucius's hands. The bowl is plain, not fancy, but it's perfect for holding the hot stew. Pottage is like a thick soup made of things that grow in the ground. There's barley, which is a grain like wheat, soft and chewy after cooking. There are lentils, little round seeds that taste nutty and fill you up. Sometimes, if they're lucky, there's a scrap of fish, a tiny piece that adds a salty, sea-like flavor. The pottage is warm, steaming a little, and it smells so good, like bread and earth mixed together. Lucius holds the bowl close, feeling its warmth through his hands, like holding a hot mug on a cold day. Lucius takes a wooden spoon and scoops up a bit of pottage. The stew is thick, sticking to the spoon, and he blows on it to cool it down. The steam rises, tickling his nose with its grainy, herby smell. He puts the spoon in his mouth, and the pottage is warm and soft, like a hug for his tummy. The barley is chewy, the lentils are smooth, and the fish, if it's there, adds a little salty surprise. He chews slowly, tasting every bit, and it feels good, like eating something that's been loved and cared for. The pottage is simple, but it's filling, making his stomach feel heavy and happy. Let's talk about the pottage some more because it's so special. It's not like a fancy meal with lots of flavors. It's plain, made from things that farmers grow near Rome. Barley is the main part, like the rice in a bowl of soup. It's soft but a little chewy, and it fills you up fast. Lentils are small and round, like tiny coins, and they taste earthy, like the ground they came from. The fish is rare because fish is expensive, but when it's there, it's like a treat, salty and strong. Claudia makes the pottage, cooking it over a fire in a big pot, stirring it until it's thick and warm. She adds herbs sometimes, like rosemary or thyme, to make it smell nice. The pottage is heavy in Lucius's stomach, and that's a good thing. After a long day of kneading dough and hauling wood in the bakery, his body is tired, and the heavy food helps him feel ready to rest. It's like when you eat a big bowl of soup or macaroni and cheese and your tummy feels full and cozy, like it's saying, time to sleep now. Lucius eats slowly, spoonful by spoonful, and each bite makes his eyes droop a little more. The warmth of the pottage spreads through him, like a blanket inside his body, promising a good night's sleep. Lucius also sips watered wine, a drink that's common in ancient Rome. It's not like the wine grown-ups drink today. It's mixed with water, so it's not strong, and it's safe for everyone, even kids like Titus. The wine comes in a clay cup, just like the pottage bowl, and it's cool to the touch. Lucius holds the cup with both hands and takes a small sip. The taste is earthy, like wet dirt after rain, with a tiny bit of sweetness like grapes. It's familiar because Lucius drinks it almost every day. The watered wine feels good in his mouth, cool and smooth, like drinking from a stream. Let's picture Lucius eating because it's such a cozy scene. He's sitting on his stool, the clay bowl in his lap, the spoon in his hand. The pottage is warm, steaming, and he blows on each spoonful to cool it. His lips touch the spoon, and the stew fills his mouth with its chewy, nutty taste. He chews slowly, his eyes half closed, already sleepy. The clay cup of watered wine is on the table, and he reaches for it, taking a sip that's cool and earthy. The lamp's light flickers, making the room feel soft and warm. Claudia's voice hums nearby, maybe talking to Titus, and the air smells like pottage and herbs. Lucius is happy, eating his simple meal, feeling rest coming closer. The watered wine is special because it's part of Lucius's world. In ancient Rome, people don't drink plain water much because it's not always clean. They mix wine with water to make it safe and tasty. The wine comes from grapes grown in fields outside the city, crushed and stored in big jars. Claudia mixes it with water in a jug, making it light and gentle. Lucius likes the taste because it's like the earth, like the fields he sees when he walks outside Rome. The wine makes his throat feel cool, and it helps the pottage go down like a friend helping a friend. The pottage and wine work together to make Lucius sleepy. The pottage is heavy, filling his stomach so he feels full and calm. The wine is cool, soothing his throat and making his body relax. Together, they're like a team, getting Lucius ready for bed. His eyes droop as he swallows, like his eyelids are getting heavier with each bite and sip. It's not a fast sleepiness, but a slow, gentle one, like when you're reading a book and start to drift off. Lucius doesn't fight it. He lets the meal do its job, pulling him toward rest like a soft wave. Let's talk about the room again because it's such a cozy place to eat. The stone walls are plain, but they keep the room safe and quiet. The dirt floor is cool under Lucius's feet, like stepping on smooth pebbles. The wooden table is small, just big enough for the lamp, the pottage bowl, and the wine cup. The lamp's flame is tiny, but it gives enough light to see the steam rising from the pottage. Claudia's mat and Titus's are nearby, and Lucius can hear Titus's soft breathing like a little whistle. The room feels like a home, warm and full of love, perfect for a bedtime meal. The pottage is like a promise of rest because it makes Lucius feel so full and heavy. After a day of hard work, his arms ache, his back is sore, and his body wants to stop. The pottage helps like a friend saying, "You did enough, now rest." Each spoonful is warm and thick, settling in his stomach like a stone sinking in water. Lucius eats slowly, not in a hurry, because there's no rush in ancient Rome at night. The meal is his time to relax, to let the day go, to get ready for sleep. The watered wine adds to that promise. It's cool and earthy, like drinking the ground itself. Lucius sips it between bites of pottage, and it feels like a balance, the warm stew and the cool drink working together. The wine doesn't make him dizzy or silly because it's so light. It just makes him calm, like when you drink cold water after playing outside. His throat feels happy, his tummy feels full, and his eyes get droopier. The wine is like a gentle nudge saying, "Sleep is close, don't worry." Let's imagine Claudia making the pottage, because she's the one who keeps the family fed. She starts in the afternoon when the bakery work slows down. She takes a clay pot and fills it with water, then adds barley and lentils from a sack. She sets the pot over a small fire, stirring with a wooden spoon. The grains bubble and soften, making the room smell warm and grainy. If there's fish, she adds a tiny piece, maybe from a market stall. She sprinkles in herbs like rosemary to make it taste better. Claudia stirs and stirs, her hands steady, until the pottage is thick and ready. Lucius loves her pottage because it's made with care, like a gift from his sister. The meal is simple, but it's enough. In ancient Rome, people like Lucius don't eat big fancy dinners. They eat what they have, like barley, lentils, and sometimes fish. It's not like a restaurant meal with lots of choices. It's plain, but it's good because it fills you up and makes you feel loved. Lucius doesn't need more than this. The pottage and wine are his bedtime ritual, like brushing your teeth or reading a story. They tell his body it's time to rest, time to let the day go. Let's talk about how the meal feels because it's so cozy. The pottage is warm like a fire in Lucius's tummy. Each spoonful is soft and thick, easy to chew, easy to swallow. The barley is chewy, the lentils are smooth, and the fish, if it's there, is a little salty surprise. The warmth spreads through him, making his arms and legs feel heavy like they're ready to sink into the mattress. The watered wine is cool like a breeze on a hot day. It washes down the pottage, leaving an earthy taste in his mouth. Together, they make Lucius feel full, calm, and sleepy, like after a big Thanksgiving dinner. The sounds in the room are part of the meal too. The spoon clinks against the clay bowl, a soft tink-tink as Lucius scoops. His chewing is quiet, like a mouse nibbling. The wine makes a tiny slosh in the cup when he sips. Claudia might hum a little, or Titus might murmur in his sleep, a soft mmm sound. Outside, the city is quiet, but there's a faint creak of a cart or a goat bleating far away. These sounds are gentle, like a lullaby, mixing with the meal to make Lucius feel peaceful. The room is a safe, cozy place, perfect for eating and resting. Let's picture Lucius finishing his meal because it's such a gentle moment. He takes his last spoonful of pottage, scraping the bowl to get every bit. The stew is warm in his tummy, heavy and good. He sips the last of the watered wine, the earthy taste lingering on his tongue. His eyes are droopy now, like they want to close all by themselves. He sets the bowl and cup on the table, careful not to make a noise. Claudia takes the bowl to clean later, her movements slow and quiet. Lucius yawns, a big one that makes his jaw pop, and stretches his arms. He's ready for bed, his body full and his heart happy. The pottage and wine are like a bridge to sleep. They fill Lucius up, make him warm, and tell his body it's time to rest. In ancient Rome, people eat simple meals before bed, not big snacks or sweets. The heavy food helps them sleep deep, like a bear hibernating. Lucius feels that now, his stomach full, his eyes heavy. The meal is like a promise saying, "You worked hard today and now you can rest." He doesn't worry about tomorrow or think about the bakery. He just lets the meal do its magic, pulling him towards sleep. Let's talk about the smells again because they're so comforting. The pottage smells warm and grainy, like bread baking but softer. The barley and lentils give off an earthy scent like wet soil. The herbs add a green, fresh smell like a garden. The fish, if it's there, smells salty like the sea. The watered wine has its own smell, like grapes and dirt, cool and sharp. These smells fill the room, mixing with the smoky, herby air, and they make Lucius feel at home, like he's exactly where he's supposed to be. The meal is a family moment, even if it's quiet. Claudia made the pottage, and Lucius feels her love in every bite. Titus might be asleep, but his presence is there like a little light in the room. They don't talk much because it's late and everyone's tired, but they're together sharing the same food, the same space. It's like when you eat dinner with your family, and even if no one says much, you feel close. Lucius loves this because it's his family, his home, his night. Let's imagine Lucius getting ready for bed because it's such a cozy routine. He finishes his meal and stands up, his legs a little wobbly from sitting. He walks to his mattress, the dirt floor cool under his feet. The straw crunches as he lies down, pulling the wool blanket over him. His tummy is full, heavy with pottage, and the taste of watered wine is still in his mouth. His eyes droop, his breathing slows, and the room feels soft and warm. The lamp's light fades as Claudia puts it out, and the darkness wraps around Lucius like a gentle hug. The pottage and wine are like a bedtime story told through food and drink. They're simple, but they're enough because they make Lucius feel full, warm, and sleepy. In ancient Rome, people like Lucius don't need fancy meals to be happy. They eat what the earth gives them, cooked with care, shared with family. The meal is part of the night, like the darkness, the sounds, the stars above. It's a ritual, a way to say, the day is done and sleep is here. Lucius feels that, sinking into his mattress, ready for rest. As we leave Lucius for now, let's hold on to this gentle picture. He's sitting with his bowl of pottage, warm and thick, eating slowly as his eyes droop. The watered wine is cool, earthy, helping him relax. The room is cozy, filled with the smells of stew and herbs, the soft sounds of Claudia and Titus. His tummy is full, his body is tired, and sleep is close, like a promise. We'll see him again soon, maybe in the quiet night or a new morning. For now, just imagine him there, eating his bedtime meal, wrapped in the soothing calm of ancient Rome. Okay, let's rest with that thought, nice and slow. Here we go, let's walk with Lucius into the bakery in ancient Rome. It's evening now and the day is winding down. The bakery fire, which has been burning all day to bake bread, is being banked for the night. That means it's made smaller with just a few glowing embers left. Lucius checks the fire, stirring the ashes with a stick. The soft, fatting light from the embers feels like a sign that it's okay to rest. The world is slowing down, like a toy spinning slower and slower, and Lucius is slowing down too. He's tired, ready for sleep, and this last task is like a quiet goodnight to the day. Let's stay with Lucius as he banks the fire nice and slow, like we're settling into a cozy, sleepy moment. Ready, here we go. The bakery is warm and quiet now, not busy like it was in the morning. The big clay oven, which has been hot all day, is cooling down. Its round shape looks like a giant beehive, made of clay and stone with a small door where the fire burns inside. The wooden table in the middle of the room is dusted with flour like a white blanket. Sacks of flour lean against the walls, and a basket of wood sits near the oven. The stone floor is cool under Lucius's sandals, and the air smells like baked bread, smoke, and a little bit of dust from the street outside. A small window lets in the last bits of evening light, soft and gray, making the room feel calm. Lucius stands by the oven holding a long stick. The fire inside is small now, not big and roaring like it was when he baked bread. The flames are gone and only embers remain. Embers are like tiny, glowing coals, red and orange, twinkling in the ashes. They're warm but not too hot, like the last bits of a campfire. Lucius opens the oven door, and a wave of gentle heat touches his face, like standing near a warm stove. He looks inside, seeing the embers glow faintly, like little stars in a dark sky. The sight makes him feel peaceful, like the bakery is ready to rest, just like he is. With his stick, Lucius stirs the ashes carefully. The stick is rough, made of wood, and it feels heavy in his tired hands. He moves it slowly, pushing the ashes around the embers. This helps the fire stay small so it